And good evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Baseball Experience, Season 27, Week 1, Day 4 action. I'm your host, Legally Blind Gamer. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Joined today, we have two co-hosts. One I will be working with for the very first time ever, Rookie Mentor and Minor League Ambassador, Pirate Captain Dom. How's it going, Dom?
Pretty good. Shout out to my boy Van in chat. Real excited to be here with you, man. This is going to be a great stream.
Awesome. And we also have Stats Team Head and former Hepcats co-GM, Leatherneck Mike. How's it going, Leatherneck Mike?
Hey, it's going good, LGB. How LBG. I already got things wrong. It's Dom sold. I am gonna wait a minute. I know how to do these things. I am gonna hijack this ship real quick. I'm just gonna throw you off the wheel. I'll put you back on in a second. The host to my whatever direction Texas is from me, probably way south and west. LVG is stepping down from post. He's said this on media. And I just want to hijack the ship and stop it for a second and just take the time to thank you for all your hard work as a Miners general manager for one hell of a long damn time. And, it was always a good pleasure working, because we work against each other, yeah, sure, but we also do kind of work together to, bring the league to what it is, and we're kind of the user's gateway, and there's a lot of great guys that have passed through Dallas, and you don't know how those people are going to turn out if their mentor, if their first general manager isn't who they are, and championships, record, all of that stuff, standing or not, you have produced a lot of damn great talent for this league. So I just wanted to hijack the ship and make sure we thank you in a more public forum than we have so far.
You're going to make me cry. Oh, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It was a really difficult decision for me, but, sometimes life just kind of throws a curveball at you, and you got to just roll with the punches. So, 15 seasons now I've been the GM for the Dynamos, starting all the way back in season 13 with the expansion with your old team, the Hepcats. So a lot of great players have gone through the Dynamos, like you said. We won a World Series, we were in a second one, got quite a few times into the playoffs, but the most important thing to me was the amount of players that I was able to help along the way. Really seeing them be able to grow and blossom and turn into superstars on their own right, just really warms my heart. And I thank you for bringing that up and making light of that, because as far as I'm concerned, the users of this league are some of the best people that I've been. I'm 48 years old, and I've been on the internet over half my life. And I've gone from game to game and community to community, but the PBE by far has some of the best people that I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that just because I'm here and we're doing the stream, but it just goes to show how tightly knit this community is. And I really love all of you, and thank you so much for your warm wishes. And I've gotten quite a few DMs over the past several hours from a lot of people that gave me really nice words and said things that made me tear up. And it's kind of an end of an era. But the great thing is I'm still going to be around. I'm still going to be simming. I'm still going to be playing my player. I'll still be active in Discord every day. It's just the actual GMing that's going to be the part that I'm going to have to step away from. But Dr. K, my co-GM, has been a great co-GM, and I expect that from what I understand, they're going to want to stay co-GM. So we'll be finding a new head GM for the team, and I hope that Dr. K will be able to help them out and keep the Dynamos in prime form. So we'll have to see how that goes. But again, thank you so much, Leatherneck Mike. I appreciate you saying that. But
and here's the thing. I'm not going to let you off the hook just yet, because I do have one more question.
Sure.
So Dr. K taking over, apparently not going to happen. You'll bring in a new head. Mm-hmm. Will the War Room stay at 95 members?
Oh, that's a good question.
Will the Infinite War Room still exist?
That's a very good question. That some of those War Room members are like in head office and have moved on to become majors GMs and stuff, and have really offered a lot of great, valuable advice over the seasons. So I really hope that whoever does take over is able to fully utilize that and be able to, keep the Dynamos. As far as every season in and out, be able to compete and make the team as great as it can be. So I hope they stick around. I hope the new GM keeps using them. But once it's out of my hands, it'll be somebody else's decision at that point. But there's a lot of great talent in there. So hopefully they'll stick around, and as the seasons go on, maybe keep the Dynamos going and be able to get into World Series in the future. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, but I'll just say, I was only in KCH for 4 seasons, and I got to that last draft, and I said, I'm not really sure I want to do this anymore. I kind of want a new challenge, and I talked to Enoch about it, and then it turns out he might be headed for New York, and now everyone knows he is. So I was like, okay, time to get out of here. And then we were looking for a new co, maybe the next step up, and it was Twitchy. And you look at Shu, who it was Maddie who came in with him after Max, and then now Dirk Diglett, a guy who ran through that system, is the co there now with KC, and you had Dr. K for a while.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to me to see, just in general, a general league thing. I kind of noticed. I mean, I'd like to say I started it, but maybe it was Gurren coming back in who started it, although not necessarily the age thing with Gurren being around a long time. But it's nice to see a lot of the younger users in terms of age in the league starting to get minors GM jobs.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And that's I'm glad you touched on that, because it seems like that the minors GM is a really great stepping stone for new players. You come in, you learn the league, you understand how the forum starts to work, you understand how the player progression and doing the point task and everything, and next thing you know, you've applied to become GM or co-GM, and you're actually in there in the trenches helping the players, getting them getting their point test done, helping them try and understand the league and be active and do things together. And, it actually ends up being something that moves on to bigger and greater things. So, a great position for people to start out in. Another one too is Rookie Mentor. I found that a lot of the most caring people in the PBE work with the Rookie Mentor team, because you have to have supreme patience. It seems like to me. Some people it takes them a little while to understand. It's not a very low learning curve in the PBE. It's pretty difficult. You got to have some gray matter up in there to understand what all's going on. And a lot of people they understand how things work, they just don't understand the exact function of the way things work. And minor GMs and Rookie Mentors, two great positions to be able to help out the league overall. All right, so
that's all for my intro piece.
All right, well, thank you so much, Letter Night Mike. But what we're going to do now, everybody, is we actually have some milestones. I've gotten some information from our wonderful sim team, the stats team, that we're going to be taking a look at today. And let me read a couple of these off here, and we'll try and keep a watch out for these as the stream goes on to see if these milestones are hit here. The first one, we have Holden a Fart from Sarasota, 4 hits from 1,000 hits total in their career. And according to this, it's possible that they're probably going to get it within the first game or two tonight. Herb Sessions from Vancouver is 4 hits from 1,000 hits as well, so that's another one to watch out for. Willie Colon from OBX is 2 RBIs from 500 for their career. Walker Cato from OBX is 1 win from 1 win from 100 wins total in their career. And Fumikage Tokoyami from the New York Voyagers is 2 strikeouts from 1,000 in their career. So a lot of 1,000, 500, 100 stats here to look at, and we'll just have to see how those go as we go through each sim day. And be a big thanks for those players as they hit those milestones, wonderful milestones in their career, those careers, especially the hits, 1,000 hits, 100 wins, 500 RBIs. Those are some amazing stats to try and overcome. But before we go ahead and get started, we're going to take a look at our first matchup here. I've got the schedule up, and our first game is going to be the Death Valley Scorpions versus the San Antonio Sloths, and it is our primetime game number 6 for tonight. I believe Shane is going to be our mod tonight, so if you'd like to go ahead and get a prediction going, and we'll take a look at our matchups here as that's getting going. Everybody can make their user bets. We're going to pull up our first match and see here. Where is it? All right, and looking at our matchups here, it looks like we have a 5-3 with a tie here in the batting, and DVS with the advantage of pitching with 62 overall for Stephanie Morgan. Versus King George III at 55 overall for the Sloths. So, King George III just now, I think, in their 3rd season in the league. Real up-and-comer, John Stradamus is a very active user. So we'll have to see how that turns out here. But DVS with the advantage here on both sides. And DVS has really been playing strong these past couple sims. But so have the Sloths as well. So both of these are the number 4 pitchers, so I think this is probably going to be a slugfest tonight. A lot of offensive power, a lot of hits. We're going to have to see how that goes. But right now the predictions is the total hits over-under is at 19.5, and right now we're almost at 6,000. Oh, we just got a couple big bumps there in the totals. 8K now versus 4.2K, over at 69%. So 19.5 hits over under. If they get 19, you'll get the under. If they get 20, you'll get the over. And it looks like the predictions have been closed. We're at 9.2K, 64% for over 19.5, and 36% 5.2K for under. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first game tonight. And the way this is going to work is all 3 of us are going to rotate through and do 3 innings each. I'll start off the first one. Dom will take innings 4 through 6, and Mike will take innings 7 through 9. And we'll just move forward so both of you are able to call the ends of 2 games each, and I'll grab the one at game number 3. But we're going to go ahead and get started with Stretch McGibbon is our leadoff batter here, the Scorpions and the Sloths. And here we go. And our first game of the night, primetime game number 6. Hope you got your predictions in, and that's going to be a leadoff base hit up the middle for McGibbon, and they're going to get on with the single here to start us off. And Mr. Robot, Elliot Alderson now. Mr. Robot down the right field line, and this is going to be a double here. The right fielder took a minute to go over and get that ball, and now we have 2 runners in scoring position. No outs for former Dynamo Matthew Edwards. And Edwards is going to fly out. Is the runner going to tag? Here they come. And the throw is not going to be in time, not even a relay, as that puts the score now 1-0 for DBS. Chris Jacob now. Chris Jacob to the shortstop. The runner on second goes back, and Jacob's thrown out. Still runner in scoring position, and that's to the gap on the right side. This might be a score here. Runner coming around, and no throw, and that's going to get another RBI as Mike Boss Jr. is able to get one in, and it is now 2-0. And we'll get a strikeout here, and that'll retire the side, but the damage is done early as the Scorpions go up 2-0. But here comes the San Antonio Sloths, leadoff hitter, Stan Antonio Duosu, and that one's hit to the first baseman, throws to the pitcher, and that is out number 1. Akuna Matata, another great player, possible MVP this season, we'll have to see, and they're hit to the second baseman, out number 2. And this one's to the gap in center, and Christy Abbott's going to get on. And now Jimenez. And the second baseman ran out to the field to try and get that one in the grass, but was unable to get it. Goes over his head. Now we have runners at the corners. And what a diving play by the center fielder, able to save that one and keep a run from scoring as Pork Chop Sandwiches is out. And that'll bring us now to the top of the second, DBS up by 2. Bottom third of the order here, Dylan Hodge. Hodge past the second baseman, and that'll be a leadoff single. Duncan. And Duncan will get a walk, and now we have 2 on with no outs. Brian Benz. Benz, towering shot towards deep center field, and that is out of here in the grass, and that's going to be a 3-run blast. The score is now 5-0.
Out of the park.
And DBS taking advantage early here. Top of the order, and McGibbon will check swing, and that'll be a strike. Strikeout number 1, and now here comes Mr. Robot, Elliot Alderson again to the first baseman. Throws to the pitcher, out number 2, Matthew Edwards. Edwards, this is going to center field, and a sliding catch again by the center fielder. And look at that weird animation, running back to the bullpen there, the dugout, excuse me. And now we go to the bottom of the second. San Antonio up again. Got to get some points here. This one hit to the first baseman, out number 1 for cold hitter Knight. And Suadat will get one through the middle, and that'll be a base hit. And now Gofford is up with 1 on, 1 out. Gofford, towering shot towards center field, going back to the warning track, makes the catch. Runner stays at first. Bobby McDonald Jr. now to the second baseman. A line drive right to the second baseman. They'll be out, and that'll retire the side, leaving the runner stranded. Top of the third we go, still 5-0. This one to the gap on the right side, and Chris Jacobs going to get on. And that'll bring up hot hitter Mike Boss Jr. Mike Boss going to the third. They get the 5, they get the 4, and they get the 3. Double play. 2 outs now. And this one hit to the shortstop, and that'll retire the side. And we now move to the bottom of the third. San Antonio still down by 5. A leadoff walk here from San Antonio will bring up Akuna Matata. Matata will get walked as well, and now Death Valley's in trouble as Christy Abbott comes up. 2 on, no outs. Christy Abbott takes a strikeout there, not even trying to swing at it. This one to the second baseman, the shortstop. They get the runner at second, but now we have runners at the corners for Pork Chop Sandwiches. Sandwiches, a tapper, catcher grabs that one, throws it to first, makes the play, gets the out, and now we move to the top of the 5th, 5-0 DBS and Pirate Captain Dom.
Yeah, hi there. Really tough there, by the way, to get such a good start and then not drive in any runs, as Hodge is going to... Wow, they made a fantastic play there in center to grab that one. Duncan up next. That is a long ground ball. Great fielding by the shortstop to get the out. Benz up to bat. And another pop out. So real quick, 1-2-3 inning there for Scorpions batters who have certainly cooled down. Knight up next. That's going to be a ground out. Can't beat it out in time. Sudat is going to... Oh, man, what a nice diving play. I thought there was no chance they were going to field that one. Goffert up next, and that is a strikeout. Takes the strike as there's a ground. Scorpions up, already down 1 out, though. Alderson up next. Yet another ground out, so some great pitching thus far. Edwards is finally going to get the first hit of these 2 innings. Oh, wow, it's actually a double. Great hustle there. I thought he had no chance to convert that. Jacob up, and oh, that one looked like it was out, but still takes the swing. That's an ugly one. McDonald Jr. Drops for a single there. Stan Antonio, the catcher, up. And it is a perfect double play ball. Just hit that one way too hard on the ground. And Matata is going to get a single there. Abbott up next. And there's a steal attempt. Is he safe? He is. Great timing. And that great timing might get them a run as that one is deep. And it is a RBI triple.
Wow.
Fantastic hit there by Abbott. Now the shortstop up. 1 out, but an easy run. Not able to score, though, as they ground out. So the Sloths finally get a run, but still trailing by 4 here, as Boss Jr. is going to get a single. Look like a bit of a fumble there. As that's an absolute moonshot to still be caught in the diamond. Hodge up, and this one is going to also be an out. So that's a quick 2 outs. Trevor Duncan up next, and Trevor Duncan's going to ground out. Oh, no! What a disastrous throw, and that one turns an easy out number 3 to runners in scoring position. There's a ground out, and they do make the play. So they recover from the disastrous error. That would have been terrible. Thankfully, great pitching to induce the ground out. Pork chop sandwich is going to get on here. Knight up next, runner on first. And, that's a clean double play ball. Really bad situational hitting by the Sloths tonight. And Sudat is going to tower that one, but it looks like it's at the warning track. Here's Mr. Mike.
7th we go, 5-1, DVS and San Antone. McGibbon, Alderson, and Edwards. Top of the order, clean slate. For DVS, McGibbon 1 for 3, make it 2 for 4. He's in. Esteban Rodriguez Jr., one of the 3 men in the Sloth bullpen, is in now, 15 1/3 this year. He's got a 5.28 earned run average.
And I just realized, I'm going to pause the game here for just a second. I just realized that we had some other info from the stat team here, and I apologize for pausing so late in the game. I should have read this earlier, but I want to make sure that the stat team, they took a lot of time typing this out. So give me just a second here while we read through this. The prediction on this one is over under 1.5 runs scored in first 3 innings. The big things to look at, Death Valley coming off their worst season in franchise history, .417 winning percentage, has turned to 3 rookies to bring life back into this team. Rodicus Scott IV, Trevor Duncan, and Timmy will be counted on to help fill the void left by the departure of Andrew Oram, who signed with Boise for 2 years and $21 million. The retire of Farley Hank and the trade of Winston Ingram to Vancouver. The signing of Troy Pressing to a long-term deal, 5 years, $47.75 million, to close games will be the key to the Scorpions making it back into the playoffs. After their 8th consecutive playoff appearance, San Antonio legend and future Hall of Famer Ryan Rose called it a career. His 150 career wins, all with the Sloths, are good for 8th all-time. San Antonio traded for veteran pitcher Alex Johnson from the Vandals for a 2nd and 3rd round pick and called up rookie outfield Bobby McDonald Jr. to round out the roster. San Antonio had a hot start in April this season, going 7-2, but since have stumbled, losing 8 of their last 10 games. Some game notes here for us. Stephanie Morgan, in her first season as a starter last year, went 8-10 with a 4.19 ERA and a 2.5 WAR, including a 4-hit shutout against Cancun. King George III, the 6'6 pitcher and 2040 Rookie of the Year winner, is making his 5th career start. George III had a 2.83 ERA and 220 innings pitched entering this season. Sloth's 4 through 9 batters are hitting a combined 157 in 426 at-bats this season. 2-time MVP Stan Antonio is 6 runs away from 500 for their career. MVP runner-up last year and Silver Slugger winner Elliot Alderson is slugging .597 with 61 extra base hits dating back to last season. So sorry about that, Mike. I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick.
Oh, it's all right. I'm glad you give the info. My boys give you some use. It's all right. Things happen, and things happen where a bad throw comes from third and a runner happens to score. And it's 6-1 Death Valley. Esteban Rodriguez going to get a K. And it's Mike Boss, the 0-2. Mike Boss Jr. is going to strike out. He's 1 for 4 on the day. We will see San Antonio come up with a long way to go. The aforementioned Stephanie Morgan, not had a good year thus far, but has had a very good start this time out. Best start of the year easily. Bobby McDonald Jr. is going to ground out. And here's Stan Antonio, first pitch. Antonio, right field. There's a flyout. 102 pitches, 103. That's probably it for Morgan. And that is a wonderful start for that young pitcher. Here's a person-man ground out, an ground out, a Dylan Hodge strikeout, and a Trevor Duncan single back up the middle. See what Benzie does. 2-2 to Brian Benz. He struck out. So Rodriguez has K'd 5 in 2 innings. Oh, Morgan's still out there, and Hakuna Matata goes deep. 6-2. Now that'll be it for Morgan, certainly. Left him in
Out of the
one
park.
guy too many. It'll be Icebox Johnson, a 9.45 ERA, to face Christy Abbott. Abbott grounds to short. Here's Jimenez. 3-1 to Chris. He'll walk on down to first base. Now here's Pork Chop Sandwiches. The 0-1. Chop. Flies out to short. Here's Knight. 3-2 to Trevin. Trevin struck him out. 0 for 4 on the night for Knight. McGibbon, Alderson, and Edwards trying to get some insurance. McGibbon strikes out. Here's Elliot Alderson. Slim Dugan coming into the ball game as Elliot will K up. Edwards, he strikes out as well. Get your under tickets ready. Theopolis City grounds out. Johnson can try and lock this down. No safe situation. Here's Gofford. First pitch to Jarrett. 1 out left to go. Bobby McDonald Jr. Will he get on? No, he will not. He grounds out. Ball game's over. Under hits. DVS wins. 6-2 your final. Stretch McGibbon, couple of hits, and he came across twice for Death Valley. 3 RBIs for Brian Benz. Hakuna Matata, a home run and 2 hits for San Antonio. The Celeste didn't hit that badly. Couldn't put anybody across. Stephanie Morgan, good start. 7 innings, 2 earned. King George III, 6 innings, 5 earned. Hakuna Matata, your player of the game.
And that'll move us on to our second game here, the Apex and the Raptors. And the Raptors win this one, moving now to 13-7 with the score of 2-0. 4-hit shutout of the Apex. Apex not only gets shut out here, but Boise was able to get that taken care of. Looking at our batting here, only single hits over on the Boise side and for Indianapolis as well. Taking a look at our pitching, Dogwood Maple taking their second loss this season, 1-2 now for them. Wooler, their second win, and Riddle, their sixth save. Player of the game is Jackson Wooler. Wooler, 8.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 112 pitches. And this one's yours, Dob.
Oh, goodness. Okay, my apologies. All right, so the Vandals are going to beat the Sea Serpents here in what is described as a thriller because it was a walk-off in the 10th inning, winning 3-2-1. Wow, what a graph there. Looks like the Vandals get both teams get the tying 1-1 because the Vandals get a run in the 7th and the Sea Serpents in the 8th. And then it goes scoreless 9th, scoreless top of the 10th, and a fantastic walk-off hit. It's a home run by Sam Andrews, who I believe is still their co-GM in Vancouver. Looking at the batting today, Sam Andrews, of course, has a 2-hit day with that walk-off homer. They'll also let 5 on base before that, so maybe not a great day. For Seattle, Campbell has a 3-hit day, which is astounding, and the only RBI belongs to Sox. As for pitching, Balls goes 5.1 innings, I believe that says, gives up 1 earned run. However, it is the Vancouver reliever, McNamerson, that gets the W. First win of the season for them. And Tosin is the player of the game.
Yay, Dr. K.
Yeah.
Watch that one. So this one.
Yeah, we saw that game. So we move on to the battle of the two top teams in the league. OBX beating Woo 4-2. Scored all their runs in the first 2 innings, didn't need any more, and got no more. Dan Halen, 3 hits, 2 ribbies for OBX. For New Orleans, 3 hits for J.R. Cook, 2 ribbies and 2 walks for Naz Hamed. Let's take a look at your pitching. Mandy D. Ferrari will be in a Mazda probably after this one. Not quite good enough for Italian engineering. 5 1/3, 3 earned. Not bad, just not spectacular. Race Funk, 5 2/3, 2 earned. 5 walks for him, though. Kind of got away with it here. Dan Halen, your player of the game.
And that takes us to our 5th game, the Toros and the Voyagers. And Voyagers win here and go to 12-8 on the season with a score of 4-3, just barely hanging on here, 7 hits to 6. Taking a look at our batting, we have 2 hits, 2 RBIs over on the Cancun side from Caden Kalian. Over on the New York side, we have 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs from Tom Hsu. On the pitching end for Cancun, Hsu taking their 4th loss. Which Hsu is this? This is Ryan Hsu getting their 4th
Ryan
loss.
Hsu.
Ryan
Yes.
Hsu and Cletus McFlorida Man on the other side getting their 2nd win in relief. Player of the game is Tom Hsu.
Battle of the shoes there. Looking at this one, wow, the Stars absolutely destroy the Surge 11-0. Looks like just overall domination, runs scored almost every inning, especially that high-scoring second. Let's look at this batting. Over at Nashville, the person the game wanted to highlight is Mr. Dagumpa's character, Buswell, who has a 3-hit, 3 RBI, 1 walk day, as well as 2 runs. So a fantastic day for them. The catcher, Monsoon, also has 3 RBIs and 2 hits and 2 runs. For Buffalo, Meredith actually shines, has a 3-hit day, as does, I believe that's Cock. We'll go with that. Looking at pitching, Sanchez has a fantastic day. 7 innings pitched, only 5 hits allowed, and no earned runs. Mixon has a clean relief inning, while Havoc of Buffalo gets the loss. Only goes 1.2 innings and gives up 6 earned runs. Jason Buswell, player of the game.
And that takes us to our next one here, the Demons and the Crabs.
What did you say Cade Munson was?
Oh,
Cade
I said Monsoon.
Monsoon.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Cade Monsoon. All right, well,
It's official now. Sorry, man. I just changed your name.
not exactly a monsoon of scoring here. 3-2. Demons beat the Crabs. They have won 7 in a row. Carlos Crashbagan came across the plate twice and got 2 hits as well as 2 walks in this one. Your standout guy for Detroit with a stick. Standout guy for Providence. They've been really, really struggling this year. Jaeger, Philly fan. Known for the glove, playing a little bit of offense this time. 2 hits and 3 ABs. Fug, Frederick Urdiquez Garcia. 8 2/3, 2 earned. Kid Carsey, 6 innings, 2 earned. Frederick Urdiquez Garcia, your player of the game.
And our final game for this sim day, we have the Supernovas and the Maui Makos, my Maui Makos, and the Makos win here and get our 5th win of the season, now 5-15, with a score of 10-8, 19 hits to 13. So what is that? 32 hits here total between the two teams. Taking a look at our batting here, oh my goodness. Several multi-hit games all the way down the Sarasota side. We're going to look at the 2 best here. Joe Burrow, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and Ao Torrent, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Over on the Maui side, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs for Ketchup, and multiple hits as well. But look at this, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Kane, 4 hits, 2 runs scored for Chili Gravy. On the pitching end, in reliefs, Moochie Dart taking their 1st loss and 2nd blown save for Sarasota, and from Maui, Dalcott getting their 2nd win, and McKinnon their 1st save. Player of the game is Ao Torrent. And that'll finish this off for the majors. Now we move on to the minors.
All right. So the Dynamos, perhaps on trying to give a last final display this season, outscore Chicago 12-9 in a real batter's duel. Man, they're just scored all over the place. But really, the notable ending is the first, where the Dynamos dropped 6 runs. That is astounding.
Wow.
Looking at batting, The RBI leader of this game is Mr. So, who has 4 RBIs off of just 2 hits and a run. Trying to see, not a home run either. Interesting. So just a lot of doubles. For Chicago, Hulkenvettel has a great day. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. What I really want to see here is the pitching, because it looks like some guys really struggled. Yeah, so Ingerbell only goes 0.2 innings, gives up 7 hits and 6 earned runs. That's very That's a very bad appearance. Meanwhile, Pog gets the win, improves to 2-0 in the season. And I believe we'll say X-Man Dameson is the player of the game.
And
Butter gets the save. Congrats for throwing 12 pitches and getting a save.
And Emmy's K. Faraday getting 2 steals and now at 18 on the season. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a great day.
So betting 345. Somebody go check LBG's bot, please. Florida beats California 9-4. Babe Bufflin bopping 2 bombs in this one. His only 2 hits of the game, excuse me, were both home runs. He got 5 RBIs off them 2 bombs. Multi-hit days for over half the California lineup. 5 out of the 9 guys just wasn't enough. They weren't efficient. Todoroki, 6 1/3, 11 hits, but only 2 earned. Can't say the same thing about Tipton here. 5 innings and 6 earned for him. 7 walks is always going to kill you in a game of baseball. Wilson to Wilson finishes it out for California. Feathers and Mingo finish it out for Florida. And Babe Bufflin is your player of the game for the Florida Flamingos.
And Dillo in chat for the Amarillo Armadillos as they beat the Brew City Bears here and moved to 9-12 on the season with a score of 8-7, holding on to be able to win this win. 16 hits to 12. Taking a look at our batting here, we have 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs from Lux. And 3 hits, 3 RBIs from McNasty over on the Brew City side. And for Amarillo, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Kikamoto. And 4 RBIs off of 1 hit from Mikey Moe. Was that a grand slam? And yes, it was. Mikey Moe with a grand slam home run for the Dillos. On the pitching end here for Brew City, Diamond Arms taking their first loss in relief. Bear getting their first win in relief. Mrazek, their first hold, and Itchy Nose, their 4th save. Player of the game is Hieronymus Flex.
All right. As I recover from choking on some tea there, I guess Arnold Palmer really doesn't like me or something. It looks like the Lemurs beat the Swift Speeds in this one. Lemurs win in what could be described a pitcher's duel 3-0. Looking at batting, the Louisville 2, 3, and 4 in the order are all 3 RBIs, despite only having 2 hits between them, which is quite an anomaly. Over at State College, the only multi-hit game at all is Paza, who has 2. So just a really bad batting day. Looking at pitching, Bout Jr. gets the loss despite going 6.2 innings and only giving up 1 run, which was not earned. Meanwhile, Chinopi, will go with that, goes 6.1 innings and gives up 0 earned runs, and also is your player of the game. Congratulations.
And our final game.
Hepcat in the chat. 2-1 win for KCH. 14-7 on the year. Dustin Johnson, 3 hits and 4 RBIs on the day for KCH. Anchorage, ANCH, has Condor, 2 hits in 3 at-bats. 2 of the 5 hits came from him. Yarmungandr Ragnarok, 7 2/3, 2 earned. But it was enough because Glenn Davies, 7 innings, no earned. Glenn Davies, your player of the game at Wilkie.
And that'll finish us off for this Sunday, the 15th of May. We're going to move on to our next day now. And it looks like here, no games for the minors. We're going to go ahead and check on the majors. And we do have majors games. And pulling up my schedule, our next game is going to be another feature matchup with my Maui Makos versus the Nashville Stars. And so if you want to get a prediction going there, Shane, in chat, we'll go ahead and take a look at our info from our wonderful stats team for this one. Let's see. Do we have one for Maui?
May not have for this one because it is a featured matchup.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like here it says for the prime times.
Times or 2 tonight?
3.
Yep.
3, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we have Sarasota versus Detroit and Seattle Cancun.
Yeah, so if we have 3 prime times, then only stats and info for the prime times.
Okay,
Yep.
no worries then. So we're going to take a look at our predictions here. Looks like let me refresh this again. Looks like we need to pay out it was the under on that one, I believe. It was only 18
Yes,
hits on
it was
that
the
one.
under. Yes.
So if Shane's there, they can go ahead and claim the under, and then we'll go ahead and start our next prediction.
Stars are a very interesting team. Currently sitting at, I believe, 13-7, maybe 14-7. They have a couple players, especially the 1-2-3, that tend to get very hot at random times.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're the Stars, you're gonna make playoffs, but your main goal here is to find a way to keep your batting order consistently ranking instead of falling in and out of order. So I think that's the primary goal of the Stars here, and they're a very good team, but you do have to find a way to bat less hot cold if you really want to make an impact in playoff baseball.
Oh, and I
believe.
mentioned this. I mentioned this Wednesday is just Brandon Fry and Cade Munson just have to hit better.
Yeah.
The 2 guys that really should have been very good the last couple of seasons, and Brandon Fry has been probably, honestly, one of the league's most disappointing players. Certainly, this team, and not just performance based. Not personally or anything. Of course, just performance wise, it's just been a real struggle for him, and it's real. And you know what? Even as an in-division rival, it's good to see Nashville be good.
And go ahead and get your predictions in if you haven't yet. The over-under now is for total home runs, and we are at 3.5 for the over-under. Currently 6.1K in channel points at over 57% and 4.5K 43% for under. We have about 1 minute left on the predictions here. Oh, I guess not. It went ahead and closed. So we've got about 11K here in the predictions, and 52% over, 48% under. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with Leatherneck Mike, starting us off with Hunt's Ketchup as our leadoff batter. And let me fix the, I guess that looks okay. This is a weird park. It looks weird in the rendering.
All right, Nashville and Maui. Lucky El Charro getting the ball. 32 and 2/3 innings, a 3.55 now ERA after that out. It'll go lower after this one. El Charro, the star ace. Chance up on first base. John Camden strikes out. So here's Thomas Rose now to face Kyle Saucicha. 321 for Kyle. 28 innings, but sadly he is 0 for 2, and there's a pitch out, and they're going to throw out Thomas Rose. Stolen base attempt, not going to stand. Nice get-out combination there. Harwell and the pitcher working well together. Fry strikes out, and now we go to the top of the second with Ernie Harwell signaling back up the middle. Here's Jay Kane, the 2-1. Bouncer to short, on to second, on to first. Double play they go. Here's Chili Gravy, the 1-1 to Chili. That is bounced on to first, tap on the bag, and the second inning, the top half of it is done. See if Nashville can do a little bit more here. Jay said Buswell can do a little bit more, and that's up into the corner, left center field, and that is a triple for Buswell. Here's Zach Johnson. First pitch to him, bouncer to second, over to first, gonna elect the out versus trying to stop the runner from coming home. Still early in the ballgame, you can afford that. Luongo strikes out looking. Here's Jebediah Crunk. He will line out to first base. Second inning's done. 1-0 Nashville. Tawachi Chasenboom right back at Lucky El Charro. He'll field cleanly and throw to first. 0-2 to Funny Man. He strikes out. Hunt's Ketchup. 2-2 to it. Struck him out. So Lucky El Charro getting it rolling there in that third inning, and Jimmy Smith is going to roll this thing up off the center field wall, and this is going to be another triple. Back-to-back innings with a triple here in Nashville. BJ Foe grounds out with the infield in. Here's Thomas Rose. That's a base hit over the shortstop's head, and it is 2-0. 2-0 to Cade Munson. That is short. That is second. Not going to go to first with it. Munson beat it, and here's Fry, the 1-1. Brandon Fry, center field. 2-0, and I think I'm handing this to LBG.
And we're going to start off here with Stein, Philip Stein for the Maui Makos. And this one's hit to the second baseman, and that is out number 1. And now GM Peter Dawson Jr. coming up. And this one's a towering shot towards left field, going back towards the warning track, and they'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. And John Camden, a one-season signee for the Maui Makos, hits to the second baseman, and that is out number 3. 1-2-3 inning, bottom of the 4th we go. Nashville up. This one to the second baseman, out number 1 for Buswell, and now here comes Zach Johnson. And what a catch by the center fielder there, able to deny the base hit. That was funny, man. And we'll get a strikeout here. That'll retire the side. Moving down to the 5th inning, top of the 5th. And this one's through the gap on the left side, and Ernie Harwell is going to get on with a leadoff single. Jay Kane now. Kane, pitcher goes to first, gets you out there, but the runner advances to second. 1 out for Chili Gravy. And this is going to be a fly out in foul territory right side, and that's out number 2. And this one to the second baseman, throws to first, makes the play, leaves the runner stranded, and now halfway through the game, it is 2-0 Nashville. And speaking of Nashville, here they come again, bottom third of the order, and we're going to get a leadoff walk here from former Dynamo Jebediah Crunk. Jimmy Smith now. And this looks like a fly out to left field, and runner thought about going to second, but they went back to first. And BJ Fox is going to fly out to center field, and that is out number 2. Runner still at first base, top of the order now. Thomas Rose will take a walk, and that'll bring up Cade Munson. 2 on, 2 out. Cade Munson. And this is going to be another fly out towards foul territory right side, and that'll leave the runner stranded. Now we move to the 6th inning, still 2-0. Maui up again. And this one's looked like a fly out to the shortstop for Funny Man. That is out number 1. And top of the order, Hunts Ketchup. Ketchup striking out, and now Philip Stein, 2 outs. Stein, line drive, and what a catch by the center fielder there for Nashville. And that was Zach Johnson making the great play there. And that'll take us now to the bottom of the 6th. And going over towards left field, that one is out number 1 for Brandon Fry, and that'll bring up hot hitter Jason Buswell. Buswell towards right field, and that'll drop in front of the fielder, and that'll be a base hit, a single with 1 out. Zach Johnson now. Zach Johnson striking out, and now Bongo Lulongo, Rapid Sponge, who's in chat with us here. And the shortstop's going to get out into the field and grab that one, make the play, retiring the side. We now move to the 7th inning, 2-0 Nashville with Dom.
All right, my favorite thing about this game so far is those 2 triples that if we're 1 foot deeper, well, let's wait on that as that one is going and it is gone.
Out of
an
the
immediate
park.
Answer home run, and that's going to make this only a 2-1 ball game. So great shot there by Dawson Jr. to bring this within 1 run, as I was about to talk about home runs this game anyway. Camden also sends that one deep. Is it a tie game? No, just on the long
Oh,
Harwell up next. And he strikes out swinging, so Maui really excited to hit the ball this time. Kane up, and the exact opposite of the first 2 at-bats is that is a ground out. So Maui takes it within 1, Nashville up. Crunk is going to get a hit. That bloop's just in the right spot, and he went for... Wow, what an egregious base running mistake there. That was an obvious single. Smith gets the walk, so now 1 out. Double play ends the inning. The shortstop up to bat, and a bit too slow for one, a bit too slow for any, actually. So gets on base there. Now bases loaded. Rose gets the walk. Munson, whose name I mispronounced, up to bat, hits that one. That is going to send home 2, maybe 3. They decide not to test the arm, but now Nashville leads 4-1. Huge at-bat there. Fry strikes out. Buswell up next. He's been on fire this game, and that's going to continue, as that is going to be another 2 RBIs for his already great day. He's a home run shy of the cycle. Johnson is going to ground out, so that will end this inning, but man, it was a disastrous one from Maui pitching, who now have way more to make up, as Gravy is going to ground out. The third baseman up here takes that one looking. Funny Man up next. And they're going to ground out, so no more funny number in their batting average. Up next, Bongo Luongo, who is going to hop out center field. Crunk up next. Crunk also hits that one deep, but not deep enough, as that is an easy out, number 2. And Smith is going to ground out. You know, if Maui had just gotten one more of those types of pitches in the 7th, this would be a much closer game, as that is going to be a nice hit by Catsup. This is the last inning for Maui to try to take this one. Stein up next, and Stein hits that one deep, and that is off the wall, but that is going to send in a runner. We might have our 3rd triple of the game. We do. It's an RBI triple. Maui ties it within 4. Dawson Jr. up next. Dawson hits that one deep. We might be seeing a comeback here, as that is 2 runs in the 9th. Camden up next, and he is the first out. Still 2 to work with here as Harwell is up to bat, and Hartwell sends that one deep. Is it going? No, just outside of the warning track. 2 outs. And Kane, that one might be gone, and it is! Now Maui only ties by 1 with 1 out remaining. Kane gets a 2-run shot there. Gravy, the first baseman, up, and he hits that one deep. It's at the wall. They have the tying run and scoring position. The third baseman looking to be a hero with the hit here. And, oh no, that's going to do it. Wow. Such a close comeback. Only trailing by 1 run. Actually out-hit. The Makos actually out-hit the Stars, but just not able to come up with it. Man, that was a close one. Hate to see it. Looking at batting, the real star of the game was Buswell. Man, he's been good today. 3 hits, 1 run, 2 RBIs. Over at Maui, Dawson had that clutch double there. Kane has 2 RBIs as well. As for pitching, El Choro gets the win. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned runs. Law almost gives it up, but instead they win. Lucky El Charo is player of the game. De Alcott goes 1.1 innings and does not give up an earned run. Oh, what a great game that was.
Right?
Am I up again?
Mike.
Cool.
Oh, Mike might be muted.
You okay, Mike? I'll cover this one. We're good. Sure. I'm in a talking mood after that near walk-off. All right, so my Toros get a 3-0 win in a pitcher's duel here. Neither team even close to 500, as the Toros get their 5th win of the season. Crabs sitting at 6. Looking at batting, shout out to myself. I got an RBI and a hit, but the star of the game is Steve Rogers, who gets 2 hits and an RBI. Looking at Providence, their only multi-hit game was Cloudera. Sorry about forcing you to scroll down and then up again. As Leaf gets the loss, 6.1 innings, 2 earned runs. Meanwhile, Cancun, Robert gets the win, 7.2 innings pitched. He's also going to be player of the game. Congrats, Leo Robert. Tony Gunk gets his first save of the season. All right, so we'll put you up, and then hopefully Mike's back for...
Oh, I'm here. Don't worry.
Oh, right. Cool. Okay.
Detroit and Boise, 3-2 here win for the Demons. 13-8 on the season now. Nickels and dimes, 2 hits, 4 at-bats. Carlos Crackdragon, he continues to do well. 3 hits and 4 ABs for him. Boise, Toot Bland, 2 hits in 3 at-bats. One of those is a walk, so 3 times reached in 4 plate appearances. Lucas, 6 innings, 2 earned. He's got a sub-2 ERA still, but he gets his 2nd loss of the year. Because Molly Mitchell, 6 1/3, 1 earned, 7 Ks. Molly Mitchell, your player of the game.
And that takes us to our next game, the Vandals and the Supernovas. And Vandals win here and now move 15-6 on the season. What a surprise season for the Vandals. Doing great so far. Winning this one 5-2, 11 hits to 7. Taking a look at our batting here, we have 2 hits and 3 RBIs for J Doctor. 3 for 4 from King over on the Sarasota side. A couple multi-hit games from Fart and Burrow. On the pitching end for Vancouver, Greg Digger Jr. getting their 4th win of the season, 4-1 now. 7.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 88 pitches. And Baxter taking the 4th loss this season, and Greg Digger Jr. with that amazing pitching performance is your player of the game.
Shout out to my boy, Greg Digger. All right, Apex win this real close one, 8-7 against the Sloths. Looking at batting, first of all, it was the ninth inning was an incredible 4-run inning to take the lead. Wow,
Look at that graph.
look at that. 4 runs in the ninth, 3 in the seventh. Talk about clutch hitting. Looking at batting, Zach Mouse gets a 3 RBI day. So does Johnny Tsunami. So congratulations to them. Meanwhile, San Antonio, wow, they really spread batting all over the place. But Gofford and I believe, how do you say that? Sudat, the first
Yes,
baseman?
Sudat. Yeah.
Okay.
Sudiat, whatever. I say it all.
Sometimes you're just guessing.
Right.
Get 2 RBIs. Looking at pitching, Austin Bentley
Woo!
gets the first win of his season. Shout out to the meme commissioner himself. Rodriguez unfortunately gets both the blown save and the loss, giving up 4 earned runs in just 27 pitches. Zach Mouse is your player of the game.
I'd like a
Man, what a
refund
comeback.
on my fantasy pick. I took Doug Dangley in fantasy, and I'd like my pick back, please. Can I re-roll?
Right.
OBX 17-4. Seattle 4-17. Exact opposites. 11-5. Victory for OBX. Dub City out of the leadoff slot. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Willie Colon 3 hits. Tex Walker 3 hits, 4 RBIs out of the 8th slot. Seattle got 3 hits from Scruff McGruff, 2 ribbies from him as well. Thurgood Sassafras and Harry Stocks each had 2 hits. So multi-hit games for the bottom of the order is a good thing to see if you're Seattle, but not good enough to win today. Walker Cato, 7 1/3, 5 earned. They beat him up pretty good, but Danny Sullivan got beaten up a little bit, about the same, 6 2/3, 5 runs, 3 earned. But then it was McThornbody who got beaten up badly. 1 inning, 5 earned, and it's kind of game over from there. Tex Walker, your player of the game.
And Chad is saying that that's win number 100 for Walker Cato. So congratulations to Outer Banks and Walker Cato.
Very nice.
And that'll take us to our next game, the Voyagers and the Scorpions. Voyagers winning this one, moving now to 13-8 on the season with a score of 3-2, getting 1 in the top of the 9th here to break the tie, 12 hits to 6. Looking at our batting here, we have 2 hits and an RBI from Kevin Hunter, 2 hits as well for Kirk Swerve. Over on the Death Valley side, 2 hits and an RBI for Mike Boss Jr. On the pitching end, Kevin Choate in relief getting their second win of the season, 2-2 now for them. Cantaloupe Crocodile getting their first save, and for Death Valley, Johnson getting their first loss, 1-1 for them. Player of the game is Pork Torkelton. Torkelton, 6.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 86 pitches.
Makes me sad to see Cantaloupe with such a high ERA because I love the meme around them.
Right.
Looking at this, wow, New Orleans decimates the Surge 12-0. That is real tough, including a 7-run 8th inning. That is really tough.
Wow.
Looking at batting, Jay Cook has a 4 RBI game. So does Hamed. Wow. And Hafner has a 3 RBI game as well. As from Buffalo, only 3 players even get a hit. Poe, Gonzalez, and Spivak. Over in pitching, McDougal has a complete game 3 hitter, 124 pitches thrown, only 3 hits and 1 walk, 13 Ks. Man, what a fantastic day for them. They are the obvious player of the game. That is astounding. And Takadon, by the way, of Buffalo, actually has a pretty good appearance. 5.1 innings, only 1 earned run, but a complete game 3 hitter is going to make you look worse no matter what. So huge shout out to McDougal. That is an astounding game.
124 pitches thrown. Season-ending shoulder surgery for McDougal incoming.
That one definitely. You have to feel like there was some concern among the coaches there about letting him in that long.
And you got one down here at the bottom.
Oh, you just want to read player of the game?
No, underneath the special
notes.
The
record.
Oh, I totally didn't notice that. I apologize. Ties the New Orleans Rougarous regular season game record for strikeouts with 13. Wow, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Thank you for pointing that out.
And that'll finish us off for the majors for this sim day. We'll now move on to the minors.
No minors?
No minors. Yep. All right, pulling up my schedule here. We have 2 quick sim days on the 17th and 18th, so we're going to go ahead and move on to those. And we'll go ahead and start off with the minors here.
Nice.
All right, Florida win number 11. They win 8-0 over the Dillos. They're 11-11. Florida team's supposed to be a lot better in its first season in a new country. So far, it hasn't worked out for them, but they're starting to get there. Stand up. More performances like this will get him there. Perfect day. 5 for 5. Also came across the score twice. Don't want to miss the 4 RBIs from Babe Bufflin, who had a phenomenal game 2 days ago. He continues to rake. I believe that's 9 ribbies in the last 2 games for him. The Dillos, only 4 hits between them. Fiddle McGee had 2 of those. 8 guys, 2 hits combined. Yikes. Harley Fank, 1 2/3, 5 earned. Kagamine, 9 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 7 Ks, stand up, tying that Florida/Kingston regular season game record for hits with 5. 5 for 5 day, really good one there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Flamingos start with like an incredible record and are now all the way back at 500?
Yeah,
They
they
started pretty good and then had a bit of a
That's
rough
tough.
patch.
yeah, it was like 6-2 the first stream, and then like another 6-2, and then Thursday and today they're kind of dumped down
that's
a
tough.
little bit. And that'll take us to our next game here, the Dynamos and the Wheelers. And the Dynamos going now 500, 11-11, beating the Wheelers with the score of 2-1, 5 hits to 4. Real pitchers duel here in this one. Look how close that graph was, all the way near till the very end. Taking a look at our batting here. Single hit games for just about every Dynamo. Kay Faraday getting 3 steals in one game, now 21 steals on the season. Over on the Anchorage side, only single hit games for them as well. For Dallas pitching, Jenkins Miller getting their second win, 2-2 now for Miller, and Yakul Red getting their first save. Over on the Anchorage side, Aria, and is that, what's the first name on this one? Athena Aria getting their second loss this season, 1-2 now for them. Jenkins Miller is your player of the game. Miller, 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, 80 pitches.
All right, we have
Whoa.
Hepcat going on against the Swift Steeds as the Hepcats beat the Steeds 6-3. I believe they have now won the series all the way to the 15th inning. Oh, wow, where the Hepcats got 3 runs at the top of the 15th, and that ended up being the last score, understandably so, of the game. Looking at, I'm sure this pitching's going to be a mess, but first batting, Dracula gets a 4 RBI, 3 hit day, which sounds impressive, but do remember it was 7 at bats. Oh, wow. And James LeBlanc gets a 2 RBI, 2 hit day. Man, let's see this pitching. This is going to look wild.
Whoa.
Okay, so Bird Whistle goes 6 innings, 3 earned runs, and then Casey. Wow, credit to all of those bullpen arms to come in and none of them give up an earned run. Sexy does 2.2 innings, absolutely no hits. Unfortunately, Kenobi gets the loss, being the 5th pitcher to come in for State College. And Count Dracula is the player of the game.
Kenobi
What a crazy game, a 15th inning walk-off.
Right. Kenobi did not have the high ground in that one.
All right, Louisville and California. The Lemurs win 5-2, 8-14 on the year now. Another team that's supposed to be good but has not done very well. Lumpo Sullivan, 2 RBIs. Though a 2-hit day from Miles Burrow at the hot corner at third, hitting .351 on the year. California, a hit for Sawyer Stern, 2 RBIs. That was a home run against Roxas, the starter. Cheese, 2 hits. Roxas, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned on 3 hits, and one of those hits was a home run where he gave up the 2 earned runs. Josh Maxson, 5 1/3, 4 earned, 6 walks. Player of the game, Roxas at the Left Shoe Factory.
And that takes us to our last minors game for this sim day, and that is the Kingpins and the Bears. And Kingpins win again here and now move 18-4 on the season versus the 8-14 Bears. Taking a look at our win here was 2-1 with 11 hits to 6. On the batting side, a couple multi-hit games here for Chicago, but the best one's going to be Gray going 3 for 4 with an RBI. Over on the Brew City side, we have a couple multi-hit games, Wolf with 2 hits and a run scored, and Regan with 2 hits as well. On the pitching end, Kingpin in relief gets their second win, Smoothie Vert their second save, and for Brew City, Booze Goozer taking their second loss, 2-2 for them. Mitch the T-Rex is your player of the game. Mitch, 6.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, 84 pitches.
Big fan of the fact that they had 18 hits in total that game and 3 runs.
Right.
All right. So now in the majors, the Toros lose this one in a pretty decisive blowout, 5-2-0. Most of the runs came in the 4th and the 7th. Looking at batting, Providence, Love has 2 RBIs, and a couple other batters have 1, but Will Love undoubtedly the star of this game with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. As for Cancun, the only RBI is Drozdov. Looking at pitching, Getty gets the loss, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, so a below average start, while Evans does a great job, 8.1 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, only 6 hits allowed and 7 strikeouts. He is the easy player of the game. Congratulations, Rich Evans. What a great debut. Or not debut, but
Start. I know what you're going for.
Yeah.
Right.
Humans, 9 in a row. 5-2 finals, so they sweep Boise here. Victor Herrera, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Stretch Armstrong, 3 hits, 2 ribbies. Always got to point out that Danny B, hitless day. All's right in the world. No need for a resim. 2 hits for Parky Beecham. Only multi-hit day for the Raptors. Vivi Zielman, 6 innings, 3 earned. Ricky Vaughn, 6 innings, 2 earned. Pretty even pitching. Derek Rogers Jr., 2 innings, 2 earned. Ride on Dirty, 3 innings, no hits, 2 Ks. Riding Dirty having a nice start to the year. Rookie pen arm, a .93 ERA. Don't see much of that. LBG, you would know something about being a rookie pen arm. So would I. Stretch Armstrong, player of the game. Doesn't usually go that well.
And that'll take us to game number 3, the Vandals and the Supernovas. And Vandals getting another win here. And give me just a second. Got a notification here. Let's see here what that was. King Schimmel III. Thank you so much for following and welcome to the PBE.
Woo!
And on our game here, the Vandals now at 16-6 on the season. Vandals just tearing it up. 5-2 was the score in this one. 12 hits to 9. And we get another follow here. Let's see who this one was. WPG Guy 46. Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the PBE.
Woo!
And on the batting end, 4 for 5 from Geronimo Sherdermy with 2 runs scored. 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs for Sam Andrews. And 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Toby McMuffin. Over on the Sarasota side, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Junie Panda. And 2 hits for Kirkby as well. Pitching-wise for Vancouver, Takahashi gets their 4th win. Tristan Leung their 4th hold. And for Sarasota, Bill DeHill takes their 3rd loss. 2-3 for Bill DeHill. Sam Andrews is your player of the game.
All right, we have another game in this Apex Sloths game. And looking at this, the Apex win much more decisively, this time 9-3 over the Sloths. Most of those came from a 5-run third. Looking at batting, Jimenez the shortstop has a 2 RBI day for San Antonio. For the Apex, I believe that's Slice has a 3 RBI, 2 hit, 2 run game. So really player of the game there. Looking at pitching, the Goose gets the win, 7.2 innings, 3 earned runs, so great start there. Raider goes 4.2 and gives up a nasty 8 runs and 6 hits. Jimbo Slice, player of the game. Congratulations.
Shifty Lagoose, pitcher of the year. I repeat, Shifty Lagoose for pitcher of the year. Outer Banks, 18-4 on the season. Seattle, 4-18, 6-2 your final here. Willie Colon, 1 hit, 3 RBIs. Dan Halen, 1 hit, 2 RBIs. Seattle, single hits from 5 guys in that lineup. That's 5 hits as a team. Bob Beaumont, 7 innings, 2 earned. Bingo Hammersmith, 6 innings, 3 earned. Nice start for Bingo. Just couldn't get it done. When Bob's been that good, and the bullpen's been great for Outer Banks. Bob Beaumont, your player of the game. DeMarco and Singh also threw in this one.
Wow, and Musha dropping 10 gifted subs to the BBE community.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Musha. Wow. Thank you, Musha. All right. Musha. And that'll take us now to our next game, the Voyagers and the Scorpions. And the Voyagers win here, going now 14-8 on the season. Scorpions now at 500, 11-11. Score of 5-1, 9 hits to 11 in this one. Batting wise, we have 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Rusty Kuntz over on the New York side. 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Kirk Swerve. And for Death Valley, only hits but no RBI. Oh, just 1 RBI from Elliot Alderson, Stretch McGibbon, and Boss Jr. getting 2 hits each. For New York pitching, Whole Horse getting their 3rd win. Cletus McFloridaman their 2nd save. Herbie Farnworth for Death Valley, who's my pick for pitcher of the year so far, taking their 2nd loss and now moving to 2.45 ERA. And player of the game is Whole Horse. Whole Horse, 7.0 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 93 pitches. And let's see here. Whole Horse player of the game, Herbie Farnworth ties the champion's regular season game record with strikeouts, with 14 strikeouts. So we had what was it, 13 in the game earlier? That
in
was
McDougal game, yeah.
Yeah, 13 in that one.
That was
Herbie.
also a full game, though. I mean, this
Right?
was only 8 innings, which makes it even more
Even
impressive.
more impressive. Yeah, I think Herbie Farnworth
Yeah.
has got quite a future in Death Valley. Wow.
Although, do you want to say Shifty's ERA is a full point lower? So if you want to talk pitcher of the year candidacy, he's got to start with Shifty, not
Right.
Herbie. Herbie is there. Herbie is there. Your old buddy Simo is there, of course, but you got to start with Shifty. Rougarous win, so 16-6 for them. Mirrors 6-16 for the Surge. 10-1 your final here in a blowout. Naz Hamed, 4 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Gustav Beauregard, last year's unanimous MVP. What is it with New Orleans, by the way? What's in the water down there? So you got
Right.
Paulo DiStefano Jr., who's got like 2 MVPs or whatever. Naz Hamed's hitting .388 with 13 bombs
36
already.
RBIs.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Naz Hamed's just out of his absolute mind right now. Only 4 hits for Buffalo. They go through a lot of arms. Rolo, 4 1/3, 4 earned, and then they just roll through 4 pen arms. Hiro Nakamura, 7 innings, 1 earned. Derek Eater, 2 innings, no earned. Naz Hamed, your player of the game. Yeah, oh my God. Ridiculously good. Unbelievable.
And our last game for this sim day for the majors, we have the Maui Makos and the Nashville Stars, and Nashville going to 15-7 on the season with a win here, 6-2, 10 hits to 5. Looking at our batting, we have 2 hits and an RBI from John Camden on the Maui side, and for Nashville, a couple of multi-hit games here, but the best 2 are going to be Brandon Fry with 2 RBIs, and 2 hits, 3 RBIs for, which Smith is that here? That is Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith with 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Nashville. On the pitching end, Michael Knightrider taking their 3rd loss of the season, 1-3 now for them. 6.30 ERA, ouch. Nashville, Taylor Johnson getting their 3rd win, 3-2 for Johnson. And player of the game is Taylor Johnson. Johnson, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 106 pitches. So some really good pitching performances from our pitchers today. And we've already covered the majors, so we're going to move on now to our next sim day. And if I believe correctly, the 18th is also a quick sim. It is. So we're just going to do a little file save here, and then we'll go through the minors yet again.
All right, as the Brew City Bears pull an upset, beating the Kingpins 5-3, looking like runs were scattered all over the place, but the bottom of the 4th was the money inning for Brew City. Down in batting, we can see Brew City really spread those RBIs around. The 9, 8, 7, and 6 are where all get 1 RBI, so really nice situational hitting there, but no particular star. Gray and Andrews get 2 RBIs for Chicago. Looking at pitching, Millis, sure, gets the win, 1-4 on the season. And D. Arms gets the save. Yeah, it is Will Millis. Okay, great to know. Is the player of the game. Congratulations. My stream was losing a little quality there, so that's what was happening.
Oh, no worries.
State College Swifties win 3-2 because the Hepcats apparently don't know how to not play extra inning games for some reason. They walk it off in the 12th. The sacrifice hit against Hankey. Ortega, 2 hits and 4 RBIs. Jet Stargasm, 3 hits, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. 2 hits, 4 at-bats. Jet Stargasm, 3 hits, 5 at-bats. Pair of hits for Esselman, Mantix, Baez, and Johns with 3 hits all as well. Smoltz, 6 innings, 1 earned. Clayton, 6 2/3, 1 earned. What do you want me to do? 3 innings and 1 earned. Perry gets the win. KC, Big Sexy, Barney Turbo, Cedric Winters, Randy Hankey all throw in this one. Hankey blows it. Player of the game, Nathan Clarfin, the starter for SCSS.
In our next game, the Lemurs and the Firehawks. Lemurs now 9-14 on the season, with the win here of 10-7, getting 3 in the top of the 10th to break the tie. 20 hits to 16, 36 hits in this game. So this is going to be a pretty crazy box score here, hitting wise. Look at that, 4 for 6, 2 runs, 4 RBIs for Lumpo Sullivan. 3 hits, 2 RBIs for McGee. Over on the California side, 4 for 5 with the run scored from Jose Slaseco. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Encarnacion, and 3 RBIs from Tree, with the Cheese getting 3 hits as well. Pitching wise for Louisville, Price getting their first win and first blown save in relief, McCoy getting their first save, and for California, Branson their fourth blown save, and Wilson their first loss. Player of the game is Lumpo Sullivan.
Shout out to that pitcher that threw one single pitch and got an out. That is efficient.
Right.
So the Dynamos lose to Anchorage 3-2. Looks like was a really close game. Wheeler scored 3 early and nothing else the rest. Dynamos attempted to come back but came short. Anchorage, the 3 RBIs belong to Sanders, Brood, and Bennisman. Sure. For Dallas, the 2 RBIs for Pine and Damson. Okay, Hummus is in there. Hi, Hummus.
Wow.
Pitching.
Wouldn't let me lurk for like half a second. Got me on the mic. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Hummus?
Who let you in here?
Wait, what?
Who let you in here?
It's something called perms, and those are things that I own. So,
LBG, can you throw him out?
This has thrown the energy of the broadcast all over.
I mean, we're having a perfectly good 3-man booth here, and Bummus God comes in here and ruins the dang
Lord.
thing. What are you doing?
the party crusher, you know me.
All right.
Honestly, I couldn't miss LBG's first stream after announcing he's stepping down from Dynamo.
Hey, I did that bit already, all right?
Oh,
we
sorry.
had the retirement party. We got him a cake and Kool-Aid.
I
It was
missed it, of
great.
course.
Aw.
Of course, I missed
You were
it.
supposed to bring the punch.
Let me
Jerk.
let me finish this box score and
Yeah,
then
of
we
course.
can banter about how much Hummus sucks.
Okay.
So Redacted gets the loss despite having a pretty good outing. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs given up, while Ronson gets the win. 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. And Jandy Ronson, what a weird name, is the player of the game with 7 strikeouts. Congratulations. Great start.
Thank you for joining
Not
us.
gonna lie
Hummus.
though, was low key very terrified when I heard the Discord voice channel join sound, and I was like, "Oh, what?
I thought I was about to get fired.
Uh-oh.
Who can break?"
I was like, I don't know how I messed up, but it's time, guys.
Right.
I found out.
You wanna
Florida.
take-
I don't know
Go
how we're
ahead.
going to do this. Florida and
Yeah, I
Modillos.
mean-
Might as well just slap Hummus on the back end of the rotation.
Yep.
Florida 4-2 win here. Jeffrey the Giraffe hits 2 home runs at the shortstop position, and that actually is going to double the home run total they already had on the season, going from 1 before and now has 2 in the ball game. So Florida, 2 hits from the Giraffe, Rob Cena Jr. and Javanthony Barizzo. Dillos get 2 hits from Beef Johnson and Hieronymus Flex. Yee, 5 2/3, 3 earned for the start for the Dills. In the loss, Kagamine, 8 innings, 2 earned for the win. It's Jeff the Giraffe.
Jeff the
Get
Giraffe.
my children's animals confused. Jeff the Giraffe, your player of the game.
And we have no majors games for this sim day, and so on the 18th of May, pulling up my schedule here, and it looks like our next one's going to be the 19th, primetime number 7 with the Sarasota Supernovas and the Detroit Demons. And Detroit, who's been on a 9-game winning streak, this should be a very interesting game to watch here.
Not
And
for
Mike-
Hummus. It
yeah.
might be painful. We should make him call it.
Mike, you and I called it. We called it that the Demons starting off like they did is just classic Detroit. So
Yeah,
right.
yeah, really.
Well, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to let Hummus have my 3 innings for this next match, and you'll be
Cool.
taking 7 through 9, Hummus. So that will put Mike at 1 through 3 and Dom at 4 through 6. And so we're going to take a look at our wonderful stats team info from the for the prime time here. So if Shane is in chat, go ahead and get us going with another prediction. And while we have the prediction going, I'll read the info for this second game. And let's see here. Primetime number 7, Sarasota and Detroit. Prediction, over under 5.5 stolen bases, question mark. Big things, the Detroit Demons.
Yeah, so we have like a recommended prediction, but
Oh,
we're still
that's
trying
what
to,
that is.
Yeah. So like that's a recommended prediction. We decided to do that. Jimbo and I collaborated. Have some issues that I have just forgotten to solve with the fact that they can't see that. So like that's really cool.
Oh, right. Right.
I need to get that fixed, but I went and visited home, so I've been with my folks for the last like 3 days. So sorry about that.
No
How many
worries.
stolen bases? It's way too high.
5.5, right? All right, so our stats team info here has the Detroit Demons have brought in 5 new faces to a team that went to Game 7 in the World Series last season. Free agent Bobby Daring and former Supernova Frederick Orquedes Garcia will replace Kid Carsey and Tim Galvin in the rotation, and Dirk Diglett, along with Carlos Crashwagon, were acquired in the Joe Burrow deal. State College teammates Right and Dirty and Jimmy Blamo are making their major league debuts this season to fill out the roster. Sarasota had a lot of turnover this season after a first-round upset in New Orleans and second-round exit in the playoffs. 5 of their 7 pitchers are new to the team, included their top 3 starters, Tim Galvin, Champ McQuack, and Kendrick Baxter. Randy McDove and Scoochie Dart fill out the pitching staff, while catcher Joe Burrow and 2041 All-Star Nero Esposito join third baseman Remington Stevens as new members of the offense. And some game notes for us here. The 3-time All-Star Bobby Daring is leading the Champions Conference and wins with 4, quality starts with 5, and is third in whip at .90 entering today's sim. Tim Galvin, starting for Sarasota, is the all-time saves leader in Detroit Demons franchise history with 46 and ranks first all-time in Demons strikeouts per 9 innings pitched with 11.3. His 36 strikeouts this season is good for 5th in PBE entering today's sim. Holden Afart, having announced his retirement following the season, is 5th all-time in the stolen base list with 531 entering the sim, and no active player is with 170 stolen bases of this mark. The Demons have 5 of their top 9 players in PBE this season in stolen bases. The 5 have combined for 50 of 58 attempts, good for 86% stolen base percentage. Detroit has the best bullpen ERA in the Champions Conference this season with 2.58 ERA. So, that is our wonderful stats team info. Thank you so much to the stats team. It's always great being able to read your stats during the stream. And it looks like we have our next prediction already completed. And it was how many stolen bases are going to be in this game. And it was over under 5.5, 4.1K channel points for 17%. Under 5.5, 83%, 19.6K. So about 23, 24K total. In on the predictions here.
I am smashing the under on that. Like, yeah, smash a table after your team loses a World Series game. Oh, my goodness. Under City.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our matchups here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Demons, 2 for the Supernovas, and a tie. But the Demons have the advantage here. Bobby Daring's 76 overall versus 64 overall for Tim Galvin. So Demons with the distinct advantage here, but Supernovas have a couple players also as well. And so we're going to get started. Oh, let me do one thing real quick. I don't know if I did this already, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now.
Real quickly, because he's in this game, I want to shout out the user belonging to IoTorrent, who is an absolutely fantastic sim user that rarely gets talked about. Love you, bro.
Nice. All right, so we're going to get started with Leatherneck Mike here. First inning with Holden Afart as our leadoff batter. Primetime number
Galvin,
7.
before this game. Oh, what were you saying, LBG?
Primetime number 7.
And before the game, and we'll talk about Galvin a little bit more when we get to him, but right before this one, Galvin shaking hands with all his old teammates from back in Detroit. Before that one, but now it's best friends to bitter enemies as Holden Afart strikes out to a Bobby Daring screwball. Here's Junie Panda, who will smack this off the left center field wall, and that's going to be 2 bases. For Panda, now Joey Burrow. Burrow, the catcher, takes the first pitch and bounces it to short. And now here's Torren. Torren 0-2. Struck him out. And here's the aforementioned Tim Galvin, pitching against his former team for the very first time, drafted by the Demons, with the Demons for a while, and now He faces them here. Dime, Stack, and Paper both go down easy. Herrera strikes out. And that is the end of the first inning. Now the second inning starts. Pitch hit, by the way. Hit, I should say, goes right by Danny B. That's what happens when you try to say 8 things at once. Must have gotten thrown out at second, I guess. I was too busy trying to correct myself to figure out what the heck happened there. Red Arrow grounded out, and Stevens struck out. Here's Haywood Dinkle. Galvin induces a ground out to third. The 0-2 to Carlos Crashwagon. Bouncer to short. God, what is going on? Sorry, folks. 2-2 to Danny B. Bouncer third. A lot of action on the left side of the infield this inning. Bottom two's already done. Top third, Bobby Daring gets a strikeout in Nero Esposito and Orion Kirkby. Holding a fart, the 1-0. Dribbler, pitcher, first base. Got him out. Orion Kirkby is either an old Dynamo, maybe that's an old Swiftie name?
Yeah, I think it's Swifties.
LBG, I think. Can't remember this.
Yeah, not a Dynamo. Not a Dynamo.
Was it one of your guys? Okay.
No.
Switch Armstrong swipes second base. Stanley Yelnats bouncer in front of the catcher. Thrown out at first, but there's a runner at third, so a productive out. Jimmy Blamel's going to walk. That's just a productive at bat. The 0-1 to Nichols and Dimes bounce behind the catcher, and it's 1-0 Detroit. Nichols and Dimes will ground out, advance the runner to third. So for 2 outs, it's Stack and Paper. Ben Stack and Paper lasers this into center field. That's going to be a double and a run. And Herrera hitting 226 going to get the chance to walk up 2-1 to Herrera. Popped up into the sky. That is caught at first base. I think this is Dom. No,
yeah. What's up? Sorry that Hummus Joining interrupted your flow so much that you forgot how to speak, by the way. I feel that so much. Joe Burrow up to bat. And wow, Joe Burrow is going to send that one deep, and it's just over the head of the center fielder. Burrow goes for 2. Man, I miss playoff Burrow. He went crazy that World Series. Torrin is going to send that one deep. It's at the wall, and that is going to be an RBI double for Turret. So back-to-back doubles, and Sarasota is within 1 all of the sudden. The right fielder up to bat takes that one looking. That is out number 2. Arrow up next, and Arrow is going to strike out as well. So Demons up to bat. That is a quick ground out by Dinkle. A Crash Wagon is also going to... Oh, no! Wow, what an egregious error. You have to get that. DB up and is going to strike out. So 1 out remaining. Should be the end of the inning, but that error. Armstrong might make him pay for that, as that's a single. Runners in first and second, 2 outs. Yelnats needs to go big, and it is going deep, but it's not going to be deep enough, as that is out number 3. 1 error, 1 hit, but the Demons get nothing, as Stevens is going to ground out just on third baseline. Esposito next. There's a Hispanic name I can actually pronounce. Kirkby up next, and Kirkby is going to ground out as well. So that was a quick 5th inning. Lamo strikes out. Dimes gets a walk. Great pitcher's duel thus far. There's a steal attempt, and Dimes is well safe. Stack and Paper is going to hit that one deep, but not deep enough. That is out number 2. Runner does not advance to third. Herrera up next, and Herrera is going to send that one. They're going to send the runner home. Is he going to make it? Stack and Paper does. That RBI, or that steal, leads to an RBI single, and there's another one. I don't think... Yeah, they didn't even make the throw, I don't believe, as Dinkle is going to ground out. But Detroit scores another one in the bottom of the 5th here. We go to the 6th. Holding a fart is going to send that one deep, and that is going to be a double. Nice hit to go up to the wall in between the fielders. Panda up next, and Panda is going to pop out. Joe Burrow up. Steal attempt. He gets third. Wow, what a risky play for maybe not a lot of reward, but it's rewardful enough as he gets in. Are they going to send the runner? They do. Can he get home? He does. Joe Burrow on the RBI sacrifice, and IO is going to strike out there. Crash Wagon, pop fly. DB is going to get a single. Next inning, we get to hear from the Hummus God. Armstrong Steal attempt first, though, and oh wow, it's a total error.
Fumble
And he
bumble.
gets not only one stolen base, but gets the third. And now Armstrong gonna hit that one deep, and the error on the throw is going to cost them a run. So that makes it 4-2 now. 2 outs, and Yelnats gets the walk. They're not done yet. Sarasota having trouble with fundamentals, but there's the strikeout. Here comes Hummus to cast 7, 8, 9.
First game, I get to finish off a close one. Sarasota down a couple. Bringing up Bogescu. Rips one to left field, opposite field. Nice piece of hitting there. Red Arrow trying to break a cold spell. Shoots one high in the air in right field near the warning track. Wow, literally at the wall, but just not deep enough. 1 out, 1 on. Stevens striking out looking. Esposito now. Esposito hit it hard in right field, and it's gone! Opposite field homer
Out
to
of
tie
the
it up
park.
for Esposito. With 2 outs, had a runner on first, sent it 380 feet into right field. It's a tie ball game, 4-4. Fly ball for Kirkby. Fly out. Former Supernova Dirk Diglett was checked in, gave up an earned run there. And that's going to be a fly ball. Dimes flies out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to be a base hit for Stack and Paper. Leading run on first. He's darting for second. And he's safe. Really good numbers. 13 for 15, going for 2.
Wow.
Oh, Burrow against his former team. A lot of crossover in this matchup. Guns out his old teammate, Stack and Paper. Herrera walks.
Pitching change.
Joden checks in. Herrera stole. Wow, this bet's looking good for the over. Shocking me here. That's going to be a fly ball and a fly out for out number 3. Nothing doing. A lot of action on the base pass, but nothing to come from it. A fart now. A fart's too fast on the base pass. Infield single. Junie Panda. Rips one to third. Nice play to dive for it. Herrera gets up and makes the throw. Oh, and this is deep, but not deep enough. That's out number 2. A fart darting for third. He's safe. Torrent now strikes out looking on a full count to end the top of the 8th. Detroit now looks to take the lead. Grounder. And he botched it. Panda commits the error there. And here may come a 6-4-3. Nope. Fielder's choice out. Danny Beat grounded into the shortstop. Danny Beat is trying to steal second. 11th on the season. Nice work. Up the middle goes Armstrong. Base hit. Danny B comes home. And they take a 5-4 lead. A late inning clutch RBI by Armstrong, who's going to go for second. And he's safe. Another stolen base in this game. That's a fly ball for Yelnats, cold hitter. Flying out for out number 2, but Detroit's up 1. With a runner on, Blamos strikes out. Top of the 9th. Last chance. Bogescu has got a big bat. Gonna ground out. Red Arrow. No homers on the season yet. Tying run at the plate. Strikes out. Swinging. Hacks at it. So last out for the Supernovas. Duckworth Lewis. And he strikes out. And the Demons win. Duckworth Lewis comes in. Gets the final out. And the Demons win 5-4. Barely hold on here. Going to 15 wins. That's 10 straight wins now for Detroit. After starting off really bad, now really good. Armstrong had a nice game at the plate, 2 for 2 with the run scored and 2 ribbies. Oh, let's check the stolen bases.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. Whoa, wait.
No,
Oh, yeah.
it's 6, I think.
2
Or
for
am I
Danny
reading
B.
1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4, 5,
Yeah, the number
6,
2.
7, 8, 9.
Oh my God!
9 steals.
Not only did we hit the over, we obliterated it. Oh
Right.
my goodness.
Yeah, there's 9. He's not kidding. There were 9 stolen bases.
I love it.
8 of them from Detroit.
Burrow, I think you're fired.
Detroit, this is just the name of the game. This is why they've won 10 straight. The win goes to Diglett in relief, but also blew the save in the process. Lewis then picks up the save. Joden takes the loss. Daring went 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, is your player of the game. See, I don't get why they don't give it to one of the players who got 2 stolen bases. That's
Right.
really hard to do in a game.
Oh, hey, and by the way, we were talking about this game, and I think we have done this game a disservice. We should have called this the Ring Chasers Bowl.
Right.
Two of Ring Chaser Hummus God's former teams.
Hey, I got traded to Detroit. I had no choice but to be there. But yeah, going to Sarasota, I did try to ring chase.
They should have, the emergency goalies in hockey. They should have made Austin Bentley an emergency pitcher for either team.
Can be used for either.
I'm
for hire.
Right.
I'm for hire.
And I'm going to insert myself here for the box scores in between Hummus and Leatherneck Mike as the Voyagers here win over the Surge, taking the game or taking their record now to 15-8 with a 12-0 win here. 6-hit shutout of the Surge. Taking a look at our New York batting here, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Kirk Swerve, 3 for 3 from Rusty Kuntz with 2 runs scored. Down here we have 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 RBIs for Peter Pretzelman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Weedham Boys. On the pitching end for Buffalo, Balquin getting their 4th loss, 0-4 now for Balquin on the season. And for New York, Tokoyami getting their 4th win, 4-2 for Tokoyami. Tokoyami, 6.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 92 pitches, but Peter Pretzelman is your player of the game.
So wait, so now is it Hummus or is it me?
It's you.
Oh, okay. Aviators beat the Crabos 11-9. Crabs try to come back in the 9th, but can't do it. Dub City, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Arno Drakenberg, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. 3 hits, 4 RBIs for Tex Walker, who low-key, Tex Walker has been very, very good. Providence, 2 hits from Ruiz, Love, Buckley, cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter, who's catching now apparently, and Bergamot Lemon. Dasani Voss, 5 1/3, 5 earned. George Washington Crab gets the blown save in the loss. How you get a blown save in the 6th inning, I have no idea. Justin Ripswad, 4 1/3, 6 earned. Hunter Sky, the win. Tex Walker, your player of the game.
And this one's
Now
Dom.
is it?
Dom.
Now it's
Okay, cool.
Now it's Dom.
Okay, by the way, I wanted to add real quick, I don't think there's anything quiet about batting 371.
Right.
That guy's going crazy. I love Tex Walker. So the Vandals lose this one pretty in a blowout to the Raptors 13-4, despite only being behind 9 in hits. This is going to be an interesting batting. Looking at it, man, Boise just spread that all over the place. The only player without an RBI is Caruso, who still has a 2-hit, 1-run day. But besides that, everyone else in the Boise order gets at least 1 RBI. For Vancouver, D. King, the 3rd baseman, gets a 2-hit, 2 RBI day. So congratulations to him. But man, what a great masterclass in team batting. No one specifically shined out, but just really ran the cycle well. Looking down at pitching, Rogers gets the loss. 3.2 innings, 6 earned runs, so a pretty bad start there. Only 7 hits, but 6 earned runs is very tough. Meanwhile, Dolly gets the win, 4-0 on the season with a 4.38 ERA, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, so not a great start, but good enough to get the win, so does it really matter? Not really. Vladimir Bodnar, player of the game. Congratulations, Bodnar.
And I'd just like to point out that Hummus is my former teammate, Herb Sessions, is now over 1,000 hits in their career. So congratulations to Herb Sessions.
That's a crazy accomplishment.
Greer Sloss finishing off the Makos 11-1. Sloss 3 games below 500. That helps. 12-4 on hits. Big blowout win. Looking at the batting, 4 ribbies for the leadoff hitter, Stan Antonio, 3 for pork chop sandwiches. Greer went the distance. This was just a dominant performance. A whole team contributing. Went the full distance, only gave up a run, moving that ERA to 1.69. And he does get player of the game. 8 strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits. Wow. Billy Greer. I think it's LBG.
No, you're right. Scorpions, Rougarous. Scorpions winning here and going over 500 now with 12-11 record. Winning this one 9-2, 12 hits to 4. On the hitting end for New Orleans, we have 2 hits and an RBI for Naz Hamed, who now has 37 RBIs, 13 home runs on the season. We're going to have to check the stats on that later, see if they're in the lead now for the whole league in RBIs. Over on the Death Valley side, look at this. Top of the lineup here, McGibbon, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Elliot Alderson, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. 4 for 4 from Chris Jacob with a run and an RBI. On the pitching end for New Orleans, Mazeroski taking their third loss. For Death Valley, Remy Ratatouille getting their second win, 2-4 for Ratatouille. And Timmy gets their first save. Player of the game is Mr. Robot, Elliot Alderson.
We saw that.
Oh, that's right.
Apex win 7-6. They beat the Stars. This is an important series. At the same time that Detroit gets to, in all likelihood, beat up off of Sarasota. Apex Stars series going on here. There's 1 wins in 13. Multi-hit games from Jody Quinn, Eagle Eyes, Zach Mouse, Dustin Parmley, and Sailor Twift. Multi-hit games for Nashville from Crunk and Rose. That's it. Apex got 15 hits. Nashville got 9. They were just more efficient. Myself, Michael Ian, 5 innings, 3 earned. There goes that pitcher of the year candidacy. And then throw in no hands, Eric Blolanos with a blown save. Austin, hey, hummus, you pitched more than 1 inning. In fact, you pitched 3.1.
And I played well.
Career record.
40 pitchers.
Look at that ERA.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
Just
John
smoothing
it out.
To success in this league, man.
Smoothing it out.
You want to look good? Go to the pen.
John Barron got the win. Kuramochi for Nashville, 5 2/3, 3 earned. Boat Sigripper, yikes, didn't even get it out. Gave up 3 earned. Bad day for Sigripper. Law, Mixon, and Shengo did out for Nashville. Cade Munson was your player of the game.
Nice start from Dion.
Yeah, could be better.
So basically what we're saying is Austin Bentley is going to be a triathlon athlete soon with all of that stamina. Looking at my Toros, we blow out the Seattle Sea Serpents 9-0. Good to see Toros win in a dominant fashion, which has been a rare sight this season. For Cancun, Drozdov is the player of the game, I believe. Yes, that is a grand slam. Had a single hit, and it was a 4 RBI shot. Looking at Seattle, the only multi-hit day is Mellett. They only have 4 in total. For pitching, Benson goes 7.10 earned runs, has a sub-3 ERA, which is what he's freaking about in the locker room right now. While Maddox Jr. gets the loss, 1.2 innings, 6 earned runs. Benson is your player of the game. Congratulations.
Louisville getting a win 7-4. Stumbled out the gate, the Lemurs did, but back in the win column, now at double digits. Now check in the batting. 3 ribbies for O'Sullivan. Dotson with 2 on the California side. 2 for Forrest Gump, Tampa Tarpons. That helps to average out for sure. We check out the pitching. Schramm with the win, Tipton with the loss, Triplett with the save. Schramm went 5 1/3, gave up 2, walked 4, struck out 3, is your player of the game. So that's got to help that ERA. That's closer to the ceiling than the floor.
And that takes us to my Dynamos winning again and moving now to 500, 12-12 on the season, beating the Wheelers with a score of 7-6, just barely holding on. Both teams getting 13 hits each. Looking at the batting here, Kay Faraday going 3 for 5. McLaughlin, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 2 hits for Elliott Spencer. Over on the Anchorage side, 3 for 5 from Kripakosov, and 2 hits for Condor and Copeland, with 3 hits and 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored for Vladimir Porter. On the pitching end in relief, Rodriguez gets their 3rd win, Red their 5th hold, and Ranto Moon their 5th save. And for Anchorage, Amish Assassin taking their first loss of the season. Player of the game is Mays Vladimir Porter.
BCB beating CHI 5-2. Stevie Steve at catcher, 2 runs on 2 hits there. He had an RBI as well, so he got driven in by his teammates and had some production himself. Chicago, 2 multi-hit games from Justice Lane and Shuby Hilkenviertel, early candidate for Miners Player of the Year. So 2 through 4 did their job, just nobody else did. Sportsboy 57, 5 2/3, 5 earned. Bumbles 4 2/3, 1 earned. Smithers, former Hepcat, and Xenon Economides, maybe first save of the year, 2.1 innings to get to that. Steve, your player of the game. Hepcat.
I think it's Dom.
Yeah, Dom.
Oh, okay. Wow, I confused myself there. Hummus and I are so similar that I'm just mixing up our order. Hepcats. Yeah, Hepcats beat the Swift Steeds 6-0. Man, this has been a pretty dominant series for the Hepcats.
That is one terrible thing to admit. Same as the mean commissioner.
I don't care about him now that I'm called up, man. You guys can win 18 World Series for all I care. Looking at the batting, looks like kind of a round performance here, but the most notable is Pryor, who has 3 RBIs off of 2 hits and a run and 2 walks. Wow, what a fantastic day. At pitching, Bolt Jr. gets the loss, 4.1 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, while Schultz gets the win, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and is the easy player of the game. Congratulations, Schultz. A 1.21 ERA. Absolutely monstrous.
Dillo's nipping the Flamingos 5-4 on the road, moving to double-digit wins. Florida sliding back to 500. Look at that. Top of the 8th, 4 runs scored. McGee and Barnold both getting in. Barnold hitting a 3-run shot. That was the difference. There's your batting. Barnold, those 3 RBIs mentioned. 2 for Wolf Ruff for Florida. Pitchers, we got Hepcat with the win. Itchy Nose with the save. Walrus with the loss and the blown save for Florida. Barnold, as mentioned, is your player of the game. That 3-run shot was the difference.
And that'll finish us off for the 19th of May. Taking a look at our schedule now, we have our 4th featured game, and that's going to be OBX versus Providence. And no minors games for today, so we'll move on to the majors. And if Shane is in chat, we can go ahead and get another prediction going while we take a look at our matchups for this match. And it looks pretty dominating here. A tie down there at number 9 spot with Bergamot Lemon and Tyler Swift, both at 57 overall. But especially here in the pitching, 62 overall for Ray's Funk versus Kid Carsey's 59. So a little bit of advantage pitching wise, but a definite advantage in the batting. Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters with blue overall, 4 green with only 1 blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greens for Providence. So definite advantage in the batting department for OBX, and a slight advantage in pitching. So we'll have to see how this one goes. But let's see here. This next one is, what is this? Winning team scores how many runs? And we have the over-under at 7.5. So go ahead and get your predictions in. And what a big prediction here. We have got 27.6 for over 7.5.
Yeah, someone's going to snipe the under at the last second to screw over their odds, but we shall see.
My favorite thing about this matchup is how similar the logos are in color. So whenever I'm looking at the player comparisons, I have to look at it like 3 times to make sure I see the right logo.
It's funny you mentioned that, because about a dozen seasons ago, when I was working the player progression team and I was doing the scoring for prime times, I accidentally gave out one team winning the prime time instead of the other, and we had to go back and refix all the predictions afterwards. So yeah, it was a little confusing. They got the orange rather than the it's like a yellowish orange over here in Providence, but yeah, very similar.
And it's a mostly white logo too,
right?
So, yeah,
very.
Who
similar.
is leading off our casting?
Okay,
here?
so on this one, it's going to be Hummus God 1 through 3, Mike 4 through 6, and Dom 7 through 9.
Cool.
Wait, LBG, you're not doing anything? What the hell?
Well, I did the first 2 games, but now that you're here, I want to make sure you get some time as well. So
what I was thinking, why don't we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then someone takes the last 3? I think LBG.
Well, I mean, I've let off 2 of them, and I think, didn't you sit out the last one too? I think I should sit out this one if we're doing this in.
Okay.
load management.
If you want to
cool.
if you want to do that, okay. So we'll do hummus 1 through 3. I'll do 4 through 6, and Dom will finish this out 7 through 9.
Let's
And
get to it.
let's
We
take
are
a look.
now the Clippers.
So now with our predictions, it has been closed, and we have 80% over 7.5 with 26.7K channel points, under 7.5, 20 with 6.8K channel points. So 35, 34K, something like that total with all the points in this one. So our biggest so far prediction with channel points for the night. But Hummus is going to get us started here with Dub City, our first batter, and OBX coming up first.
Let's get into it. Got some baseball on your screen here on a Saturday evening or Sunday morning, depending on where you live in the planet. We got a strikeout for Dub City to start us off. Kid Carsey on the mound. Drockenberg rips one into right for a base hit. Willie Colon. That's gonna be a pitch out. Throw him out. Nice play of Derek Jeter, who's playing catcher now, and that's going to be a ground out to end the inning. Cloudera for Providence. Pop out to the second baseman. Ruiz, good contact, decent power, but caught in center for the second out. Krustis trying to break out of that slump. Struck out looking. That'll end the first. A 80-mile-an-hour circle change got him. Virgin Cannon with a tapper to the pitcher, grounding out. Latoris hitting 304, striking out. Dan Halen striking out as well. Carsey in control. Providence now. Slokening strikes out swinging. Buckley strikes out swinging as well. This is a Rays Funk game, folks. You got your money's worth tonight. One of the greats, and that's a striking out the side.
6 strikeouts in a row.
Wow, and we'll go top of the third. Riverboat struck out looking.
7.
Both pitchers playing well. Tex Walker, a tapper. Pitcher picks it up. That's out number 2. Swift hits it to the ground to the shortstop. That's going to be out number 3. They go down in order. Bottom of the third. Olson struck out looking. Of Derek Jeter. Deep and left. Opposite field. Home run. 399 feet, breaks up the no-hitter and puts the first run on the board of the game by himself of Derek Jeter. What an at-bat. Lemon with a fly ball. Fly out for out number 2 and left. 2 outs for Cloudera. Grounder, second baseman, ground out. And we'll go top of the fourth. Don't know who's taking over, but this is a great game so far.
Dom's up.
Okay, you told me I was 7, 8, 9, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, so 4 through 6, we have Drachenberg here, and Drachenberg will take a walk with 1 out. We have a runner first, and Willie Colon, they'll go get the save at second, or the steal at second. Willie Colon towards right field, and that one is going to be caught. Runner going to third, and now Virgin Cannon. Virgin Cannon striking out, and that'll retire the side, leaving one stranded. And here come the Crabs, up by 1 over OBX. This one's a shot towards deep center field, going back to the warning track, and that one is caught, and Ruiz is out, and now cold hitter Krustis. And the shortstop runs way out into the grass to get that one for out number 2. And this one shortstop goes across, gets the out, 1-2-3 inning, and we now move to the top of the 5th. Mike Latoris now hitting to the first baseman, runs over, tags the base, out number 1. This one down the right field side. This one, it bounces against the wall and going for 2, and no relay throw as they're going to get a double, and Dan Halen is on. Linus Riverboat will strike out, and now hot hitter Tex Walker. Simo's here, so congratulations to Tex Walker. Simo, Tex is doing great this season, and that's going to be a triple as Tex Walker getting an RBI triple here. And this one's drilled deep to right field, and that one is out of here, and that one is a 2-run blast from Tyler Swift, and the score is now 3-1
Out of the
as
park.
OBX takes a pretty decent lead here. We're going to get a walk here from Dub City at the top of the lineup, and now Drachenberg coming up. Dub City going for a steal, and they get it. Runner in scoring position now for Drachenberg, and this one is, what a catch by the right fielder, and that's or the left fielder, and that's going to retire the side. Who was that? That was Olsen, Jimmy Olsen, making a great play. And now we're halfway through the game, and Providence up, down by 2. And this one's going to be thrown out for a Philly fan, and now Olsen coming up, who made the great play, and this is going to be a fly out towards right field, out, and out number 2 in this one. And we're going to get a walk here, and now a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter through the gap on the right side. Runner going to third, and we now have runners at the bases, or at the corners for Lemon. Lemon past the second baseman. That's going to score a run. And now we have 2 runners on for Cloudera, top of the lineup. Tie game here, 2 outs, 2 on. And this is going to be a fly out towards right center field here. And Cloudera is out, and that'll retire the side, leaving 2 runners stranded as we now move to the top of the 6th inning. OBX only up by 1 now. And we're going to get a strikeout looking from Willie Colon, and that'll bring up Bergen Cannon. Cannon, towering shot towards left center field, and that is gone as well. And OBX putting another one on the board as they extend their lead here, 4-2, 460 feet. And another shot. This one to the opposite side, but it's against the wall, and this could be a triple here. Runner going around, and yes, they're going to slide in there with an easy triple. And Mike Latoris now in scoring position for Dan Halen. Hot hitter Dan Halen striking out. And now we're at 2 outs with Linus Riverboat. Runner in third. Linus Riverboat. And it is over the second baseman's head. And that's going to be an RBI single for Riverboat. The score is now 5-2 OBX. And this looks like a fly out to right field here for Tex Walker, and that'll retire the side as we now move to the bottom of the 6th inning. OBX gets 2 more on the board, and it is 5-2. And a leadoff walk here from Ruiz. Cold hitter Christus striking out, and now Slokening. 1 on, 1 out, Slokening. And this is going to be a fly out in the infield, out number 2. Bruce Buckley. Buckley strikes out looking, and that retires the side. We now move to the top of the 7th, and Hamascott. Oh, excuse me, Dom.
We're getting there. T. Swift up to bat. Aviators have a 3-run lead in this one. Swift not going to extend it, though. Quick strikeout. As that one's going to pop fly. Also, I'd like to point out the irony of someone with the name Cannon hitting a 460 feet home run. And that one is going deep and just off the wall. That was almost a homer. Instead, it's a double that was actually closer than I expected. Cologne up, and he is going to strike out. So a quick inning there. They do get the double, but that is it. As the Crabs have 3 more innings to score 3 runs. Phillies fan gonna pop out. That one went about as shallow as it can. As Olsen is going to strike out as well. And Derek Jeter's going to strike. There's a single there. Never mind. It's a ground out. Had to leave for something. My apologies there. That is another strikeout, and Halen is up next. And that one is going deep, but it looks like the fielders are going to get it. So that is out number 3. So a scoreless 8th inning there for the Aviators as well. Lemon up is going to swing at that cutter. And yet another swing out, or another strikeout with the cutter. That one's going deep. And Ruiz takes that one into the stands. That's going to take this within 2 runs. A 449 homer. Aviators still lead, but that lead is cut down to 2 runs as Krustis is up next. And they're going to get a single. So maybe a potential for a comeback here by the Crabs. Slokening up next. And Slokening gets a single. So now runners on first and second, 2 outs. Buckley, oh, what a costly strikeout. Swinging had a chance. 1 single there ties that one potentially, but instead they are still down to top of the 9th. Riverboat up, and they are going to strike out. Walker up next. Yet another strikeout. Anthony Higgins has some great stuff. 10 Ks on this, I believe, on their season. My apologies. As that is a pop out there. Last inning Last chance for the Crabs. Doesn't start out well. Phillies fans strikes out. Olsen also strikes out. Last out of the game. Derek Jeter's been hot. And oh no, he goes out the same way as the rest of the order, as OBX is going to win this one. The Crabs had a chance at several parts of the game, but just not able to bring it in. Out hit by 2 and outrun by 2. Looking at the batting stats here, the two RBIs for Providence come from Ruiz and Derek Jeter. Oh, yes, and Lemon, my apologies. As for Outer Banks, Taylor Swift gets 2 RBIs. Down at pitching, Funk gets the win, makes them 5-0 on this season. Fantastic start. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, while Carsey gets the loss, goes 5.1 innings with 3 earned runs. Reyes Funk, player of the game with that 7 innings pitched. Congratulations.
And it looks like the unders won on this one.
Yeah.
Boys and the Surge of Buffalo, 8-0 win for the New York Voyagers. Kevin Hunter, 1 hit, 3 RBIs for him. Multi-hit days from Swerve, Kuntz, Rodriguez, and Daytona, and Dim Boys. So a bunch of multi-hit days there. Sandy Taters, 2 hits. Hit from Spock and Suave. Only 4 hits as a team for Buffalo. Regnaleb Sivart, 9 innings, 4 hits, 9 Ks.
Wow.
Hunter Havoc, 1 2/3, 5 earned. Regnaleb Sivart, your player of the game.
What a great day. We just did that game. Yep. All right. Vandals, Raptors. Raptors win this one 4-2. Looks like they got 3 runs in the second, which would have been good even without the insurance in the fourth. Looking at batting for Boise, all RBIs belong to 2 people, the center fielder Westfall and the third baseman Menard. As for Vancouver, Doctor has a 2 RBI day, so congratulations to them. Down at pitching, Wooler goes 3-0 on this season, 7.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and player of the game. Tosin gets the loss, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs allowed.
The Mako slap a 6-1 loss on the Sloss is the headline. Moving to 6 wins on the year. On the road, just an absolute great performance defensively, not giving up anything to the home team. 5 ribbies for Jay Kane. A 3-run homer was part of that. So nice day for Kane. Camden 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. And sandwiches only stand out 2 for 3 for San Antonio. But the story of the game was definitely Jay Kane. Absolute 2 huge at-bats. Gonzalez with the win, King George III with the loss, Stormbless with the hold, McKinnon with the hold. Jay Kane, 5 ribbies against the Sloss in their stadium, is the player of the game.
And that takes us to our next game, the Supernovas and the Demons. And the Demons going now to 16-8 on the season with a win here of 6-4, 8 hits for both teams. Taking a look at our batting, we have 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Joe Burrow, and 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Torrent over on the Sarasota side. And for Detroit, a hit, 2 runs, and a run, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs for Ben Stacking Paper, and 2 hits each for Crashwagon and Armstrong, with Armstrong going 2 runs and 3 RBIs as well. On the Sarasota pitching end, Jodan taking their 3rd loss. For Detroit, Urquidez Garcia, no decision, with Lewis getting the win. First win of the season, 1-2 for them. Player of the game is Stretch Armstrong. Mike?
Pretty sure this one is me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
16-8 are the Apex. 12-1, an unusually high-scoring win. Must have been a good start from Dogwood. Let's see. Apex, 7 RBIs for Dustin Parmley. Hey, how about it? It looks like a 7, at least on my screen.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's
3 hits,
that's
7
a
RBIs.
really good.
Yeah,
Really good day. 3 hits, 7
and a grand slam.
Yeah, a grand slam will certainly help you get to 7.
Wow.
Nashville, Jebediah Kronk had 2 hits. The only guy with a multi-hit day. 12 hits total from Indy. 11 total RBIs. 7 coming from Parmley. Oh, it's only tied the regular season game RBI record. That's really surprising.
Wow.
6 innings pitched, only 1 earned for Dogwood Maple. Giovanni Sanchez, 1 2/3, 6 earned, and then a whole bunch of pitchers used by Nashville. Oh boy. Tomorrow's starter Lucky El Charo threw 2 pitches.
Oh boy.
So the
That's
warm
not
up.
good. Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Steve Plum, your player of the game.
I'm jaded by that now. Been through that so many times. This is dumb.
All right. The Rougarou, as I refuse to do the pronounce them wrong thing, the only thing I can pronounce in this league apparently, beat the Death Valley Scorpions 6-2, improving to 17-7 on the season. Looks like it was a pretty dominant game the whole time around by New Orleans. Hamed is the most notable batter who had 2 hits, a run, and 4 RBIs. Let me see. They did have a home run, yes. For Death Valley, the only RBIs come from my personal friend, Chris Jacob, who had 1 hit for 2 RBIs and a run, which was a home run against Jose 43. For pitching, Morgan gets the loss, goes 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Dafari gets the win, 4-2 on the season, 8 innings pitched. Wow, only 4 hits and 1 earned run. Easy player of the game. That is a great outing. Congratulations, Dafari.
Who is Naz Hamed's user?
Who?
Naz Hamed?
Happy.
Ah, that's right. That's
Hey,
right.
Havigar.
Yeah.
I was on mute.
Look at this. We're not even through the end of the first week, and Naz Hamed already has 41 RBIs.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's filthy.
Here we go. Sea Serpents topping the Toros 4-0 behind balls. The shutout on the road. Toros even picked up an error in the process. 2 for 4 from McGruff. Check out balls. Where are they at?
That's the pitcher.
Oh, of course. Harry
Yep.
Balls almost should have went the distance, got pulled with 103 pitches, only gave up 3 hits in that span, striking out 7, walking 0. Lemonade picks up the loss. DeMarco with the save. 1 out save for DeMarco. But Balls, first win in the season's a big one. 8 scoreless. Player of the game.
Nice.
Gotta love getting your 3rd save of the season off of throwing 1 pitch.
Right?
Very efficient.
Hummus awful interested there. Let's check out some Harry Balls.
All right, so that finishes us off for the 20th of
Came
May.
out of your mouth, not mine.
And it looks like we have one more prime time and then a quick sim day after that. So our final prime time is going to be Seattle and Cancun. And we're going to go ahead and advance a day and pull up the matchups here on this one. And if Shane's still in chat, Sports Fan, if you want to go ahead and do another prediction for us for our final primetime game tonight, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the info from our wonderful stats team on our final primetime number 8 of week 1. We have in our big things section, we have coming off the worst record in the league last season. Seattle is in full building mode. 8 of their 18 players are in their rookie season, including 5 players in the offensive lineup. Third baseman James Barker has had a great start to his career, ranking 25th in PBE batting average, entering today's sim, while Anita Fartinghouse, Scruff McGruff, Archibald Thorogood, Sassafras III, and Santana Cruz have had varying levels of success. The lefty trio of Aduka Singh, Grisel McThornbuddy, and Latavius Jackson fill out the back of the bullpen for the Sea Serpents. Cancun made a splash trade in acquiring reigning Champions League Pitcher of the Year via Getty, yet is still one of the younger teams in the league after calling up 5 rookies this offseason. Bruce Star Lemonade cracks the rotation in his first year, while Gene Belcher and McDonald's Hamburger will be in the bullpen. The offense is not forgotten, and the Toros acquired 2-time All-Star Ace Carter, who moves to the outfield. Vladimir Batista and Crozier McCoy join Carter on the field and at the plate while making their major league debuts this season. And our game notes for this match: Cancun starter Leo Robert has been solid in the first 3 innings of games this season, only allowing a 232 batting average, but after the 4th inning, that opponent's average jumps to 310. Danny Sullivan has struggled entering this 3rd season as a starter for Seattle. In 57 starts, Sullivan is 9-32 with a 5.87 ERA. Despite the high ERA, Sullivan is only allowing a 229 average this season. The Toros are leading the PBE in home runs from their 2 to 4 hitters, with 16 between McCoy, Rogers, and Carter entering this sim. Seattle catcher John Dowd has played in 991 career games entering the sim. The rest of the offensive lineup has combined to play in 584 games. So, wow, John Dowd, total veteran of the season now. All right, so that is our info from our wonderful stats team. We're going to take a look at our predictions. Let's see here.
If I could intervene real quick,
Sure.
Two things I want to say. First, this is an interesting series because Cancun has blown out Seattle once, and then Seattle blew out Cancun last sim. And second, I will be sitting this one out to let you three because I'm horribly biased. So
All
you guys
right.
have fun with this.
Okay, well, it looks like we're waiting on... I still show on my screen that the last prediction is still up for the stolen bases. What's going on here? Let me refresh this. You guys show something different on yours for the prediction?
No, it's stolen bases.
Okay. Oh, so it was the same one that we had for the. We just moved a game. I got you. Okay, so predictions are closed, and we have under at 7%, 1.1K for 5.5 steals this game, and for under 5.5, we have 93% at 14.4K. So I'm thinking in this one, I'll go first. We'll have Hummus do 4th through 7th, and let Mike finish this out. What do you think? Or 4th through 6, and Mike do 7th through 9. Sound good?
Dom,
Roger.
Your players in this game, so you should do it for sure.
Yeah, come on, Dom. Why don't you? No, I'll sit out. I'll sit out.
No, let me sit out this one.
Are you sure?
Okay,
I've done
I am not sitting out. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to vibe and chat.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, I guess we'll do me first, and Dom second, and Mike third. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our final primetime game, and that is Seattle versus Cancun. Let me pull that one up here, and we'll take a look at our stats.
Hummus just desperate to work me to death here. Won't let me take off any games.
Do this real quick.
Labor laws and whatever, you know.
I say in presence of two people that have literally streamed like 3 of our 4 opening.
All right.
Glad to be here. I'm honored to be here.
Well, I'm glad you are too, man. So looking at our totals here for the matchups, we have
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
We have Cancun Toros all the way down the line, except for a tie here with Adam Mellett over on the Seattle Sea Serpent side. And we're going to get started here with Davis Campbell. And who did I say was starting? Yep. Hummus?
No.
No?
It's you.
Oh, it's me. That's right.
You.
Davis Campbell.
Yep.
All right, so Davis Campbell starting us off. Our final feature game of the night. Sea Serpents and Toros. Pitcher comes set, and this one's hit right to the first baseman, walks over, makes a tag, and that is out number 1. And a line drive to the first baseman. First baseman already for the Toros getting some work out here, and we'll get a strikeout from Anita Fartinghouse in 1-2-3 inning. And now Cancun coming up. And that'll be a walk here to start us off. Witt is on, and now Crozier McCoy. McCoy strikes out looking, and now Steve Rogers, Captain America, 1 on, 1 out. Steve Rogers, and that is in the gap on the right side, and runner coming around third. Are they going to come home? No, they stay, and we have 2 runners in scoring position now for Ace Carter. Cleanup batter Ace Carter, and now juices are based for Will Fisher. Only 1 out, 3 on, Will Fisher. Will Fisher striking out. One last chance here in this inning for Caden Kalian, SD Core. And SD Core strikes out, and that leaves all 3 runners stranded for Cancun as we now move to the top of the second and middle of the lineup here for the Sea Serpents. And right away, Cruz gets struck out, and that'll bring up Barker. Barker striking out, and now Dowd coming up. 2 out. Dowd, this one hit to the shortstop, and they throw across, make the play, and that is out number 3. Bottom of the second we go. Cancun. Cancun will strike out, and Batista. And here comes Drozdov. And Drozdov will strike out as well. Wallaby Hickams. And 1-2-3 inning with lots of strikeouts here as we now move to the top of the third. Seattle up again. And another strikeout, this one to Thurgood Sassafras, the third. And another strikeout, this one to McGruff. Is Harry Stocks going to break the strikeout trend? No, Harry Stocks striking out as well. And 1-2-3 strikeouts. And here we go, Cancun up, bottom of the third, top of the lineup. And that's a line drive right to the center fielder for Witt, out number 1. McCoy to the second baseman, able to dive and make the play, but that is a fumble bumble, and the runner's going to be at first here. And this one's down the right field line, and this could score a run. Are they going to turn third? No, they stay, and we have 2 runners in scoring position now for Ace Carter. Ace Carter, and drops in front of the center fielder. This could score 2. No, the runner stays at third. They still had a long way to throw that ball, and they decide to stay at third here. Runners at the corners. Runner going to second with the steal, and Ace Carter is going to be in there with the steal. And this one's a tapper to third base. Stows across, makes the play, but the runner does score, and Fisher gets an RBI. And now Kalian. Kalian, towering shot towards right center field, and that one is caught, and that'll retire the side. The score is now 2-0, and here we go, Dom.
Yep. Some would call 9 Inch Nails, but instead of March of the Pigs, it's March of the Strikeouts. As man, the pitcher's got some stuff today. As Campbell also strikes out there, Mallet is going to ground out to yours truly. Farting House is, that one's deep, but it looks like, kind of a interesting camera angle for the stadium, but that is going to be a pop out. As the Toros up after that quick inning, Batista going to ground out as well. Man, this is a great pitcher's duel. Both pitchers playing incredibly well. Drozdov, another ground out. And the shortstop, Hickams, gets the walk. So 2-out walk there, kind of a no-no in baseball, but they're not going to be able to punish it as Witt strikes out. This game feels a little record-breaking in all of the Ks. As Cruz, wow, that one was a missile down first baseline. And it is a double for Cruz. Barker up with the first runner in scoring position of the game, I think. And that is, for Seattle, that is. That's a single. Runners on corners. Dowd up, and Dowd hits a clean double play ball, and they are able to turn it, but the runner does come in. So Seattle takes this one within 1 run. And Thurgood takes that one looking. Toros back up. McCoy grounds out. He is 0 of 3 in this game. Rogers is going to hit that one, and it looked tall, but it really was a pretty easy out. And Carter's the last out for the Toros here. And Carter is going to get a hit. Maybe a bit late here. We'll see what Fisher can do. Not much. Sit there and watch the ball go by us. That is a strikeout. McGruff is going to moonshot that one, but boy, that was about as foul a ball as it ever gets. Stocks up next, and Stocks is going to send that one deep, but this one, a nice running grab by left center. That was almost a blooper, and another strikeout swinging. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Kalian is going to, just beat out that. That was a very close play. Batista up to bat, and the strikeout. Man, these pitchers are going crazy. Drozdov is going to ground out, and they are not able to turn the double play, but that's a fielder's choice. And Hickams gets the walk. 2 outs, 2 on. Witt up. Witt gets the strikeout. That's all for me in this game.
So I'll take the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. So Cancun 2-1 here as Adam Mello puts this up the middle for a single. The 1-1 from the new pitcher Ryan Shu to Anita Farting House is lifted off into center field for out number 1. Up against the wall for that one. Here's Santana Cruz struck out. Barker, first pitch to James Barker. This is into center and will be an outstretch time in Cancun. Possibly the tourist capital of the country of Mexico. And Crozer McCoy, that's Pirate Captain Dom, getting a double, his first hit. Too bad he couldn't call it himself. That probably would have been cool. First pitch to Steve Rogers with his at-bat from Jackson DeMarco is laced into center. First and third, Ace Carter, the 1-2 to him. Ace Carter on his homecoming back to Cancun. Spent most of his career here, then had a sabbatical away from the Toros, and now has come back. Will Fisher walks. Here's Kalen, the 1-0. And Caden is going to put this one into left field. That's going to be a run for Cancun. Will it be 2? Yes, indeed. It is 4-1. Vladimir Batista strikes out, and Drozdov is going to watch a wild one go by. Now the 1-0 to him, second and third. Bouncer to third. Cruz on to first base. Let's go to the 8th. It's 4-1. Here's the 3-0. Ryan shoot to John Dowd. He walks in. Now the Thurgood Sassafras the third. 2-2 pitches leads to a double play. Here's Scruff McGruff 2-0. Scruff into center. And caught easily by Vladdy Bautista. Bottom of the 8th we go for Cancun. Chance to add some insurance. Here is Ernie Witt, the 3-1. Witt, fly ball left field. And that's caught. And Crozer McCoy, 2-2. McCoy strikes out, so no insurance runs. They only get 2 off Jackson DeMarco. Now let's go top 9. Ryan Shugan try and finish this game out. Harry Stocks grounds out. 1 away. 2 more chances for Seattle. Davis Campbell, he's going to put this into the right field corner. Kiwi Mace now in a ballgame, by the way, for Cancun. That's a Campbell double. Here's Malo, 2-2. Oh, now Gunk is in. No 3-batter limit here, folks. 2 away now. As Malo flies out, a need Fartinghouse, last chance, 1-1. Fartinghouse to second to first. Ball game over. 4-1 your final down here at Bowie Wowie. 3 hits on the day for Steve Rogers. He's probably your best hitter for Cancun, although 2 RBIs from Katie Kalin certainly deserve some recognition. 4 hits from Seattle, 1 from each of 4 guys. Campbell, Malo, Cruz, and Barker. Danny Sullivan, 5 innings, 2 runs, no earned. Good start for Seattle. Just not really a good finish and not really good defense behind him. Leo Roberts, 6 innings, 1 earned, his second solid start in a row, although he really has been solid the whole year. 2.72 ERA to show for it. Tony Gunk, the save. Leo Robert, your player of the game.
23 strikes in total by both pitching staffs combined. So definitely not a pushover game, as I'm pretty sure I'm on this one. So I'll go ahead. The Surge lose this one 5-1 to the Voyagers. Voyagers took a quick lead in the third and just never really gave it up. Looking at batting, Slim there gets a 1 hit, 2 RBI, 2-run day, so a very versatile day. For Buffalo, the only RBI coming from Meredith, who has a single hit. In pitching, Torkelton gets the win, makes them 2-1 on this season. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. They're going to be player of the game. And Takadun gets the loss, 1-5. Goes 4 innings pitched and gives up 4 earned runs.
I made that same mistake myself, Takadon. You need to calm down.
Oh, it's
You need to calm down. Yeah, I didn't get it myself either.
I had because I'd heard that name before, but I didn't know that was the name that it belonged to. That makes sense. Okay. That's funny.
Vandals dropping the Raptors off 8-6, moving to 17-8 on the year. Really hot start. They scored 3 in the top of the 13th. Jay Doctor hit a 3-run shot against Derek Rogers Jr. And nice day for Irv Sessions, getting that average up 3 for 6, 3 RBI. Hitting only 202 with his team, doing this well. Good to see. There's your pitching. A lot of pitchers using this one. Irv Sessions, as mentioned, gets player of the game, though. Lung gets the win in relief to Rogers Jr. with the loss, and Ingram picks up the save. Vancouver, 17 wins now, continuing that hot start.
Herb having a great night. And congratulations, Van Hooglen X, cashing in on $1 million PBE bucks. And that'll take us down to our next game, the Makos and the Sloss. And the Makos trying to make a comeback here in the second half of the first week as they get their 7th win here with a score of 6-4, 12 hits to 10. Taking a look at our batting here, almost every Maui hitter able to get a hit except for Funny Man. We have 3 hits from Camden, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs from Harwell, and 3 RBIs from Kane. Over on the San Antonio side, 3 for 4 from San Antonio and 2 RBIs from Akuna Matata. On the pitching end for Maui, Salchicha no decision, De Alcott getting their 3rd win in relief, and Scotty Omega their 3rd save. And on the San Antonio side, Slim Dugan taking their 2nd hold, Rodriguez Jr. their 3rd loss and 3rd lone save. Play of the game is Nolan Windsor. Windsor, 6.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 88 pitches in the losing effort.
Detroit and Sarasota, 7-4 win for the Demons. They keep on winning. Victor Herrera, 2 hits. Carlos Kreiswagen, 3 of them. Stretch Armstrong, 3 hits, came across 3 times and drove in 3 runs. Great day for him. Sarasota, 1 hit, 2 RBIs out of Holden Afar, multi-hit games out of Bogescu and Esposito. Kendrick Baxter back in Sarasota, 5 2/3, 6 earned. Molly Mitchell in Detroit, 6 innings, 4 earned, 8 Ks, 2 homers allowed, 3.0 ERA now for Molly. And Stretch Armstrong, your player of the game with that 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 ribs. And Dangley's terrible again. Thank you.
This is Dom.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. This order keeps, So the Stars beat the Apex. Man, this has been such a back and forth series. I think they're splitting it now. The Stars beat the Apex 6-2-3. Out-hit them 8-6. Also had an error. Looking at batting, the Stars' lone more than one RBI-er is Eyes, the designated hitter, who gets 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, and 1 run. So great day for them. And pitching, Johnson gets the win, goes 9 innings, only gives up 3 earned runs. Congratulations. Easy player of the game, Taylor Johnson.
And Bentley getting 1.1 with 33 pitches. Getting some more quality starts now, Hummus.
I think we skipped OBX against Providence.
Did we? Let me find it.
Yeah, I'll take this one. OBX, right-hander Walker Cato helped his team edge out Providence 3-2. So it looks like he had a great game for himself. 2 RBI for Will Love. The call-up, Willie Colon, 2 for 4. Nice day for him. As well as Tex Walker, who continues his amazing start to this season, hitting .371. Tex Walker in the conversation for sure. Cato with the win, Leaf with the loss. Cato went 7 innings, gave up 2, struck out 8, is your player of the game.
And I'm sorry about that, AW13. I still love you. And our game number 7 here, the Rougarous and the Scorpions. Rougarous now 18-7 on the season with a score of 3-1, getting 1 in the top of the 9th, 2 in the top of the 7th here, and able to hold on. 9 hits to 6 and 2 errors for the Rougarous. On the batting end, we have 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs for Paulo Di Stefano Jr. and 3 runs, 3 hits for Beauregard. Over on the Death Valley side, 2 runs, 2 hits, and RBI for Mike Boss Jr. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Person Man. On the pitching end for New Orleans, McDougal gets their 3rd win, Wright their 1st save, and for Death Valley in relief, Johnson getting their 2nd loss and 1st blown save. Play of the game is Paulo Di Stefano Jr.
We saw this one.
All right, so I guess that's all the majors in. We're going to move on to the minors.
Florida bringing it back in a major way. They are now 13-12 on the year. They win 8-5 here over a slumping Chicago Kingpin team. Although the bats aren't really slumping, they get a hit from everybody except for Andrews at 3rd. Florida gets hits from everybody except for Stand Up and Kyle Bryant. 3 hit days from Bark Wolf Ruff and Devanthony Brizzo. Chicago 3 hit day from a little bit. Thank you. Donnie Applegate, the catcher. Pitching. Let's take a look. Todoroki, 5 1/3, 4 earned. Inkerbell, 5 1/3, 6 earned. Bad sim for Inkerbell. Yikes. Royd Walrus, the save for Florida. Little smoothie vert, 2 innings and 1 earned. Finished out for Chicago. Jeff did the Giraffe, your player of the game again. Heard that name before.
All right. Bears beat the Dynamos. Man, the Bears are having a fantastic sim, by the way. They started well below 500. Now they're 11-14. They win this one dominantly, 7-2-1, much like the World Cup. Looking at batting, sorry, Brazil fans. Steve and Underrated have 2 RBIs each, so congratulations to them. For Dallas, the lone RBI is Damson, or whatever, the shortstop. Looking at pitching, D. Wright gets the win, 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run. They actually aren't the player of the game. That's John Doe Jr. And Bones gets the loss, 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. So real rough start there. Yeah, congrats, John Doe, player of the game.
And Kay Faraday getting another steal and on pace for 100 steals now for this season.
Wow. Congrats.
Pizzazz fuels a 19-5 State College triumph over Anchorage. State College scoring 6 in the second, 6 in the sixth, combined total of 19 over all. Only in the first 8, didn't even have to score in the ninth.
Right.
To add to that, 21 hits to 14, so kind of a slugfest. 8 ribbies for Pizzazz. It's got to be some kind of record. We'll check in a second. Sportello, 3 RBI. Nice day. 2 for 5, but no RBI. The leadoff hitter for Anchorage, Brandonson with the win. Ragnarok takes the loss. Got tagged for 7 earned over 1 2/3. Pizzazz ties a Swifties record for a game record for RBI with 8 total. So in regulation, so not even needing extra innings, had 8 RBI. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Firehawks and the Hepcats, Firehawks win now and go to 9-16 on the season with the score of 3-2, breaking the tie in the ninth, able to tie it up in the eighth. Then the Hepcats took the lead, and the Firehawks broke the lead there in the top of the ninth, 3-2, 9 hits to 8. Taking a look at our batting, we have 3 for 5 from Dotson for California, and multi-hit games as well for Stern and Rickway, who also had 2 RBIs. Over on the Kansas City side, a couple multi-hit games for Berserker and Ortega. On the pitching end for California, Branson in relief gets their 3rd win, and for Kansas City, Big Sexy takes their 3rd loss, and player of the game is Josh Smaxson. Smaxson, 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, 79 pitches.
Final game of the day, Lemurs and the Dillos. Lemurs score all their runs 6, 7, 8, 9. They get 7 of those. 3 hits from Andrew Myth. Ruben Ramirez and Myth both come across the plate themselves multiple times. Ramirez having 2 hits and 2 walks on the day with his stick. McGee and Jet Jaguar each have 2 hits as well. For the Dillos, they get 1 hit from 7 guys out of the 9 in the order. Just not a lot of production. Jim Daugg, 6 innings, 3 earned. He gets the loss. Stefan Chinapi, 6 innings, 1 earned. He gets the win. Ruben Ramirez, your player of the game.
And that's going to finish us off for the 21st of May. Looking at our schedule here, we have one more day, and it's going to be just a quick sim all here. So we're going to move on to our final sim day.
Great. Can't get over that 19-5 game. It's like a low-scoring football game.
Right?
All right. Kingpin's trying to claw out of this slump, beat the Flamingos 5-4 with a walk-off in the 11th inning. Very interesting to see this one go to extras. Looking at batting, the 2 RBI for Florida belonging to, oh man, I'm not even going to try that one. That is the first baseman. Looking over at Chicago, batting spread pretty well, but Applegate gets 2 RBIs and 2 hits. Down at pitching, Mitch the T-Rex, who recently signed with New Orleans, they finally got that deal done, goes 4.1 innings, gives up 1 earned run, and then lots of Chicago relievers. Kigami also has an incredible start, 8 innings, 3 earned runs. That is a very well done pitching display. And actually gets player of the game despite the loss, so congratulations to Kegami. Nola instead gets the loss.
And from what I understand from somebody else I've heard this from, it's actually Babe Bufflin. I don't know why it's spelled that way, but yeah, Babe Bufflin is the name of that
Good
one.
to know.
It's spelled that way because it's named after Blackhawk and Winnipeg Jet.
Oh,
I don't know if you can call
yes,
it
now I
great,
remember. You're right.
Dustin Bufflin.
Yeah.
Big fat booty in front of the net that won the Hawks the
People-
2010 title. Big thick cheeks.
Love it.
By the way, people talking in main server about the banner changing. I changed it this morning. So Aviators finally picked one, and the Hepcats finally picked one. It took them a while, but we are here now.
Nice.
Yeah,
They're
I
great.
think they both look great. Yeah, I agree.
I love
100%.
them. Yeah.
I love having the names on the right side of the OBX one too.
That I that's why I don't know why I would have grabbed that right away. I love
Mhm.
that. I love the whole team gets represented. Speaking of teams, the Wheelers are a team who won this game 10-3, moving to 14 wins, 18-4 on hits. So back-to-back blowouts, 1 for the Swifties, 1 for the Wheelers.
Thank you, Mr. Madden. Hey, speaking of teams, we got teams here.
I try to get by with that. I'm sure I'm getting wrecked for that in chat. Oh, looks like I'm off the hook. Anchorage Krapokrasov, Evok, 4 RBI, 3 for Sanders, both having good seasons at the plate. 4 for 5 for Root as well. 3 for 4 for New Romantics, and 3 ribbies for them. We'll check out the pitching area with the win. Stelling with the loss. Only recorded 1 out. Krapokrasov is your player of the game for Anchorage. No, I didn't have a doorbell ring here.
No, that was mine. That was mine. Hold on just a second. Yeah, it was a package at my door. Sorry about that. All right, so our next game is the Hepcats and the Firehawks, and Hepcats win this one and extend their record now to 17-9 on the season with a score of 9-6, 16 hits to 9, and 2 errors for the Firehawks. Looking at our batting here, we have 3 for 5 for Encarnacion over on the California side, and 3 RBIs down at the bottom there for Grimes Jr. Over on the Kansas City end, we have multi-hit games here for Ortega, Murphy III, Count Dracula, Stink, Stargasm, and Minion. Stargasm with 3 and 2 RBIs as well. On the pitching end for California in relief, Echo Dot takes their first loss and second blown save, and for Kansas City, Turbo gets their first win in relief, with Winners getting their second save. Player of the game is Jet Stargasm.
Your Dynamos, LBG, they fall to the Bears 9-3. The final, though, it really was piled on, tied going into the 9th. And then they got 6 runs. 5 RBIs came from Giannis Lux on his 2 hits on the day. He's your stand-up batter for BCB. For Dallas, your standout is probably Cook with 3 hits. Kay Faraday, another stolen base in this one. Miller, the start, 6 innings, 1 earned. Kozak, the start, 3 2/3, 1 earned. Goozer, the W. Moon, the loss. Giannis Lux, your player of the game.
Okay, not to freak anyone else out, but we have a Trace McSorley sighting, the GOAT. Anyway, the Dillos beat the Lemurs 4-1. Lots of hits in this one, but not a lot of runs. Looks like the Dillos had a 3-run fourth that really set them apart in this one. For Louisville, the sole RBI comes from O'Sullivan, who has a hit and a RBI. For Armadillo, the RBI king today was Mo, the right fielder, who had 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. It does not get much better than that. I believe that's Fank. Yes.
Yeah, Harley Fank.
Gets the win. 2-2 on the season. 6.1 innings of shutout pitched. And Roxas gets the loss. 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Okamoto, player of the game. Congratulations.
And that finishes us out for the minors. Now moving on to the majors, and look at that, no majors games for today. So that's going to finish us out for this sim day. We're going to take a look at our standings now. Taking a look first at the Legends East, we have the Outer Banks Aviators at 21-4. 4 games back are the Voyagers. Providence Crabs are 14 games back, and the Buffalo Surge 15 back. Over in the Legends West, Vancouver Vandals now a 17-8 record. 2 games back are the Raptors. 7 games back are the Sloths, and the Maui Makos are 10 games back. Over on the Champions East side, the toughest division in the whole PBE, the Demons now are at 17-8. 1 game back are both the Apex and the Stars, and sliding down to 8 games back now are the Supernovas. And finally, in the Champions West, New Orleans Rougarous at 18-7. 6 games back are the Scorpions, 11 games back are the Toros, and 13 games back are the Sea Serpents. And we're going to move over to the minors standings now as well, and taking a look at the minors, Chicago Kingpins still dominating over here in the minors with a 19-7 record. 2 games back are the Hepcats. Another 3 games back are the Wheelers. A game behind that are the Flamingos. Another game behind that are tied with the Bears, the Swift Steeds, and the Dynamos. Another game back are tied the Dillos and the Lemurs. And finally, at the very bottom here are the Firehawks. So, pretty close game here down in the bottom of the wild card area for a lot of teams here. Very close. Only 3 games separate the 3rd seed and the 9th seed down here. So still very close for a lot of these teams. Only 1 weekend, so we still have 3 weeks left to go, but still very close as we get our first week completed. And we're going to go ahead.
I think the real question for the minor standings this year is who will be second in the East. because it looked like it was going to be pretty decisively Kingpins Flamingos, and now it is definitely not decisive at all.
Right.
I mean, the Dynamos had a very nice sim. We'll see how State College looks. The East is super fascinating this year in the minors.
And look at the Lemurs making a comeback here, 7-3
Yeah.
in their last 10.
Wow.
So Lemurs trying to get
Everyone's
some
still
going.
in it in the minors. You know how they do it, breaking it down where everyone is pinned against each other. So last playoff spot is out by 3 games by the worst team in the league. So should be a fun rest of the season. Hopefully this continues and we have a really good last couple sims.
So
a few weeks from now.
So while we're waiting on the file to get uploaded here to the index, let's go around our table here and talk about tonight's sims and what they think of the season. Starting off with Mike.
I think Nashville has done very well for themselves, and again better than in years past. And like I said, getting Brandon and Fry and Cade Munson to be good at baseball, which they should be. Getting them to be good at baseball is going to be one of the keys to their success in the regular season. Postseason, I still don't believe in that pitching staff enough. I still don't think that when you get right down to the nitty gritty and you're playing a Detroit or you're playing an Indy, that it's going to go very well from you in the back end wise, especially with how good Indy's back end is. Detroit, I still have questions about their bullpen, but those are playoff questions. Those aren't now questions. Detroit play really good baseball. For talking about that division, I'll just stay right there. I mean, why is Doug Langley so bad? You're getting like Shifty Lagoose is pitching. No, but seriously, if you look at Indy right now, Shifty is pitching inhuman, completely out of his damn full mind.
Right.
You've got Diane, who's been good. I mean, even the last start that was like, okay, maybe that was kind of. I mean, that's not bad, but it's not great. So it's like, even the start is still good. Dogwood Maple has rounded himself back out into form, which is good to see out of that 4 slot. But he's probably in your bullpen. I mean, it's Dangley that needs to be the front end come the playoffs, and he's got a 10 ERA, and you can't sustain that and win the division or win the playoffs. And that's been Indy's issue, is winning that first round of the playoffs. Their first 2 years in it, these last 2 seasons. And that's pretty easy, and even they'll admit that. But the Indy offense has been better, so that's a big thing. And Detroit's bullpen hasn't killed them. Like, there's a lot of reasons to believe that Champions East is going to be ridiculously good again. And it's going to be 3 teams deep, and Sarasota's just bleh. But Vancouver's sustaining their success. That's the other major thing. Vancouver is sustaining that success. Can they do it over the course of an entire season? I don't think so. I think that's one of those things where OOTP will just give them all the luck in the world, and then the All-Star break, they will fall off the face of the planet when the correction comes, because that just seems to be how things work here. I think that's what's going to happen to the Hepcats too, because shifting down to the minors, KCH lost. It didn't lose the pitching staff. The pitching staff is very veteran, was always going to be good. Literally lost more than half the batting order, if not like 7 of the batting order, after back-to-back World Series the last 2 years. And they're somehow the second best team. Now, I think Florida is a little bit too thin. I don't think Florida, by sheer volume, is going to be what Anchorage is going to be in the next couple of seasons. And Anchorage is doing right, and that's the other team to watch out for come playoff time. Anchorage is doing right about what I thought they would. The Wheelers are going to hang around. They're going to be what Kingston was last year. That team is going to hang around. They're just going to kind of sit there. You're going to look at them halfway through the season and you go, well, I don't know if they're a playoff team. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. And then that last half of the year, when them rookies start getting a lot better, then all of a sudden you're going to, Anchorage might have 46 wins, but you don't really want to play them in the first round because they're a baseball club that's rounding themselves out to be a decent team. So, yeah. And why is Louisville so terrible? I think is my, if you want to go surprises.
Wow.
Oh, no, Louisville shouldn't be bad.
Right.
Louisville right now is playing bad, and they should not be bad. I did take by the way, you took their under. That's pretty much free money at this point. because I think Louisville's over under totaling Casino was like 69 or something, and there's no chance they get to that now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I took that under. But anyway, Louisville should not be like that. I don't think they should be not good. I don't think they were ever a 70-win team. But I don't think there's any 70-win teams in the minors this season, period. But they're just not that bad. So I'll shut up and let you guys talk for a while.
Dom, what was your thoughts on tonight?
I have been really enjoying the series battle between Seattle and Cancun. As a bit of background, to make an analogy that I like, I am a huge Saints fan. And the Saints have a huge rivalry with the Atlanta Falcons, because both were so bad when they came into the league as the expansion team. The only goal that you would come into that season is, I want to beat the other team. That is how I feel a lot about Cancun and Seattle right now, is both teams are currently going through a rebuild, and they know that the championship is at least a few seasons away. So I'm really digging, it's a cool energy in the Cancun locker room that we have, because it gets tough to watch seasons where you're losing a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really digging the energy of a rivalry between two teams that might not be competitive with the league overall, but can still be competitive with each other. And the two opposite blowouts, and I think Cancun ended up taking that series as a whole, but I'm really digging that mini rivalry that at least I have artificially created. I don't know if anyone else is following it, but I really liked that part of this.
And the thing is, too, with that is, I mean, you look toward the future, and that's, once the indie thing, and in, it's whatever Death Valley is going to do, if they're going to be in the indie dominant window or whatever, once you really, because you got to understand, the Apex are still 2 years away from their peak, if not 3. Because most of the team is season 22.
Right.
So that peak is what? No, actually, way off. That peak is what? For 22 guys would be what?
29, 30, yeah, something like that.
29, 30, 31, 32. So Indy is still a good few seasons off of its peak. So then that next peak after Indy is, because the draft class stacking is, that next dynasty that should roll in would be Cancun.
Right.
Yes.
And Seattle is somewhere right near that window, but a couple of years after, kind of like you have Indy, NOLA, Detroit all packed in together. So that's not just something for right now because it's two rebuilding teams. That's something because you're looking at those guys playing, and again, this is assuming people stay where they are, but that is two franchises where those guys that are playing on that field right now, I mean, all Cancuns are up. And Seattle took a very unusual approach and called up everybody. Those are guys that might be playing in a World Series, or I should say a championship series against one another in 5, 6, 7 seasons time.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to say, before we move on to Hummus here, I'd like to thank Shane M, who is doing their very first mod for tonight's stream ever. And thank you so much, Shane M, for doing the predictions for us. And also Bex is here tonight for the mod team as well. So thank you, Shane M and Bex, for the great work you've done during the stream. We're going to move on now to Hummus God. Hummus, thoughts on this season and tonight?
Thoughts on this season? We broke the record for most activity.
I just saw
checks.
that. Nice.
In league history.
Nice.
Been doing this since 2017, this league. I've been commissioner now, I think, for about a year. And this is a huge moment, I think, for the league. You kind of look at recruitment. Sometimes you look and you think that we're struggling, and then you see that come in. It's just a great sign of where we're at. And a lot of people worked hard to get that number. 80 some people in management. Everybody has a role, and just kind of was marveling at that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow, because you can't predict that. You can't predict the number of activity checks you're gonna get. You just kind of everyone does their job. I know Leatherneck Mike's been working real hard with stats. Dom coming on here, doing well. LBG, all the work you've done. So it's really cool to be part of something where so many people have so many different roles, and then we get to enjoy these streams 4 times a week. Crazy time. PBE won't die. They think we're gonna go away, but we won't go out quietly. That's for sure. 323 activity checks. Amazing.
Nice. And I'd like to get a final thought in here, a couple of them. First one is that as far as the majors go, starting off those first 2 sims that Hummus, Scott, and I did on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Detroit Demons were not doing great. They kind of slipped down some, but that 10-game winning streak over the stream on Thursday and today really solidified them as being possibly the favorite in the East there. Apex, I think Apex and the Stars are going to give them a real good run for their money, but Detroit has really turned things around over these last 2 sims, and it's like you said earlier, this is going to be the toughest division out of the whole PBE. The Demons just playing phenomenally, and even the Apex and Stars, it's going to be so difficult with those in-division matches coming up later on the season. Some of those games are going to be so crucial. Apex versus the Stars, Stars versus the Demons, Demons versus the Apex. Those 3 series, I think, are going to make or break how this division turns out by the end of the season. As far as the minors goes, Lemurs, another team, just like the Demons, had a real slow start, but have really started turning things around. Sure, they're in 9th place right now, but being 7-3 over their last 10 games and really trying to get their offensive the rallies and runs going that they used to do last season, I think is going to be very crucial for them over these next 3 weeks. We'll have to see how that goes, but right now it looks like it's going to be the Kingpins World Series to lose here. Kingpins have just dominated all season long. At one point earlier in the week, they were at 17-3. So they took a few losses tonight, especially against the Dynamos. But it's going to be so difficult for these other teams to be able to play on the Kingpins level. The Hepcats are trying to do that. The Wheelers are doing a pretty good job as well. But right now, I really do think that the Kingpins, it is going to be most likely theirs to be able to win for this season. And
what did we say last year?
Right.
That's my thing with Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were there. What we all say last year?
Right.
And not we all, as in just the general viewers. What we all running the minors teams and knowing that league better than anybody else. The guys that run the teams. We're realistic. We know what expectations are. What did we all say about Chicago last year?
I thought they were gonna be able to take it as well, but the Hepcats just able
and
to.
Then the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then the end of the year happened. They have like kind of that same profile as Nashville.
Or the Vandals.
Yeah, Vancouver too.
Yeah.
Vancouver too, especially early on in their history. But like with Chicago, these last couple of seasons, it's been like, okay, Chicago's really good. And then come playoff time, it's all gone. Like that World Series last season, it was one of the best offenses in the league, and then it was all of a sudden Schumi and Anchovy, and that was the only 2 people that could get a bat on a baseball and got swept. And that was supposed to be a 74-75 win team. I thought they were as good as Kansas City was the season before when they won 74 and almost broke the minors wins record and stuff like that. Got P3 and in minus win record, but yeah, we'll see. Chicago.
It's tough. It's tough living with the longest active playoff streak in the league.
Right.
But it's it's the same thing that I irritated Shu to death about for the longest time with California was. Sure. Good for you. You got all these playoff appearances, but you have nothing, you have nothing to show for it. There's absolutely something to be said, and I've said this plenty of times. There's absolutely something to be said for the job that Dakumpa and Lucy have done.
Absolutely.
And they have done a phenomenal job, and they have GM of the Year awards to show for it, even though that voting system, now that I'm out of there, that voting system for Jamodi is kind of a joke in a way. But because, we just like, oh, look, number of wins. Here you go. We don't actually look at what actually happened, what you did as a GM of a team in a particular season. But anyway, and they've got one. They should, I believe they only have one, but they really should have two, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, this is a good team, but just sim luck, whatever you want to call it. I will believe that they will win a championship when I see it.
Right.
They're at. This is they're the Capitals to me, where it's like, all right, this is all right. Well, Washington Capitals this year. All right, this is finally their season. Yeah, sure, they've been second or first in the National Hockey League the last 5 seasons, but are they ever going to actually win? Oh yeah, they're going to win this year, and they don't. Well, they finally did, and we'll see if it finally did a few seasons ago. We'll see if Chicago can do the same thing.
All right. Well, our file is uploaded and the sim index is updated. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I'm your host, Legally Blind Gamer, along with Pirate Captain Dom, Leatherneck Mike, and Hummus God. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And before we sign off, any last words from anyone?
Thanks all for coming. This was super fun. Maybe a little hectic for a stream, but I had a fantastic time. This was super fun.
Absolutely. And I just want to let all of you know that there are a couple sims later on in this season that still haven't been signed up for. I've talked to Enoch about those, and I volunteered to take those if those don't get taken. All 3 of you are invited to come back with me, and we'll do this again if you're willing. So there's one every week for the next 3 weeks. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But that's it for everybody. Before we sign off, I do see that FKN Commish is running a stream, and do you have anybody else, Hummus, that you might want to raid before we take off?
I don't see anybody currently. I know his stream's a charity stream, so this would be really cool. Striking out cancer in kids. So absolutely. Yeah, I'm cool with it. OTP just went live too, but I think FKN, this would be a really cool thing to do.
Sure. Okay, well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Our next stream is going to be next Tuesday. As far as the streamer goes for that one, let me just pull up our simmer schedule here, and that looks like it is going to be AU Gold. So AU Gold is going to be our streamer for Tuesday. So everybody, please tune in to that, and I hope you have all a good weekend. We're going to go ahead and switch on over now to FKN Commish for their charity, Kitty Ninjas charity stream-a-thon. So thank you very much for joining us, everyone.
Let's go have fun with our friend FKN Commish, LB.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Peace.
LB.
Yeah, we're going to catch their reaction here on stream.
2 strikes. Ho! Incoming! It's the PBE Simiverse. Hummus God and the gang coming on in. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Fluffy Kitty Ninjas show. B-Dog with the follow. We appreciate that. Welcome. It's a special edition of Fluffy Kitty Ninjas. As you see above me, we are raising money to strike out cancer in kids. We are just on the cusp of $2,000, although we officially have it because we've got a challenge in this game that 7 people have met. For every strikeout and every run scored, we were going to have each person donate $1 per. So 7 people have donated up to $13 so far. 9 strikeouts, 4 runs in this game so far.